And we are coming down in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Getting Sports with Drunk, live on the PPRN Radio Network. I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler, and I'm joined by...
Mark.
COVID washable.
Nope.
Yeah, actually, kind of, yeah.
Negative.
But you're still COVID washable.
Nope.
Yep.
We're going to return you if you're not. We got the warranty.
I'm Mock.
No, you're not.
The Vast Chris Massey.
And the Red of a Red Baron.
Boom! I wish you guys could have seen right before we signed on, I took these vice grip things, and I got Kyle right in the nipple. Like, I just took them, and I closed them. Kyle's face was the best I've ever seen in my life.
You got upper areola.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was like kind of one of those like surprise anal videos.
You know what? So
on the hub.
So Mock doesn't feel like that. We should give him one pick for each of us.
He doesn't know what the beers are.
That's the fun of it. Picks a random number.
I can send him the picture I took.
No, random number. 1 through 12. He just picks a number.
No.
How about we lead into what we're doing?
So, anyways,
Yeah,
How about you don't
before we
talk
get
shit to me,
so
all
we
right?
can't before we get into the starting lineups, I had hoped that Mchale Washable was going to be here because if he was, I had prepared like a sampling for all of them. We were all going to try all 12. But seeing as how now it's a nice even number, we can just divide these up. So
I don't know what just played, but that was hilarious.
it's the Clown Shoes Brewery's 12 Beers of Christmas Variety Pack.
We played their softball team one day.
Clown Shoes?
Yeah.
It was something along those lines, but
if you know anything about Clown Shoes Brewery, they have one beer that they discontinued. It makes me real sad. The Barista. It was awesome. It was so good.
Oh, yeah.
It was the hazelnut milk stout.
Ooh, that sounds
Damon the Bomber.
Yeah, hazelnut milk stout made with lactose. Delicious.
Lactose, huh?
I like that Kendall only remembers the bottle.
Well, I remember.
Well, it was because every single bottle of Clown Shoes has a unique cartoon character on the can or bottle, and they're wearing a pair of clown shoes. And so, like, the Barista was this, like, very curvy brunette girl that had giant, like, eagle wings on her back and a pair of clown shoes. And so the packaging is actually pretty cool because on the front of the side of it, does it say the 12 Beers of Christmas over there, Kendall? Oh, no, because you have the top and bottom.
Yeah.
It's cool because it's got like all the characters from the beer like decorating a Christmas tree.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. So we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna do there's 12 beers. We're each gonna get 3, and we're gonna do a draft on the show real quick. So everybody has the beers that they want. So why don't we do this? Why don't we do the 2 that we each really want, and then there'll be 4 left over. And then Mock can just put them in an order, and then Mock will just assign each person a number, and whatever number you get that beer.
Perfect.
Okay.
Are we doing snake draft or no?
Well, but, I mean,
No.
if you're doing a sampling, do you need to do a draft?
No, we're not doing a sampling because you got COVID.
Oh,
Well, he technically didn't have it.
that's true. I don't have it.
We're going to do a snake draft order.
Kyle, come on, man. I had the headphones perfect. You come in here and you double fist the
All right,
microphone.
so we have...
I don't know. Do you guys think we should do a snake draft?
yes, because I don't want to be picking 4th each time.
All right.
You get to pick first.
Yeah, I know, but that means I also get to pick last.
So we're doing a snake order draft for the 12 beers. We have Pecan Pie Porter, One Man Holiday, Eagle Claw Fist, Royal Standard, Galactica, Chocolate Sombrero, Bubble Farm, Hoppy Feet, Yeehaw, Reindeer Games, Space Cake, and Advent Party.
Can you take whatever you want, but I just feel like you would really like number 9.
So we have a draft order. We are going to do Snake. It goes Paul, Souls, Kendall, and me.
All right, I would like beer number 7, the Chocolate Sombrero,
Chocolate Sombrero is Paul's.
the Mexican stout.
Also the best picture on there.
Yeah, there's nothing better than having a beer with Jack Black on it from Nacho Libre.
Souls.
In the second round of the 12 Years of Christmas.
This is the first round, Kyle.
With the second overall pick.
Come
We watch sports. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Kyle's also
But no, he doesn't.
Kyle's, don't make me say it. Kyle's also like Space Cake.
Good pick, Kyle.
Thank you, sir. You're a good guy.
I
like
know.
you now.
That was a reach.
I like the space.
I
cake
like
a lot.
that guy. I'm glad.
Kendall.
I'm going to take number 9, the one-man holiday.
You're a one-man holiday.
Thank you.
Holiday. Where is one man holiday?
See, this draft is like a trickier thing because like you probably could have got that beer with your like next pick because Massey probably wouldn't have taken it. But like, you want it, you can't risk not getting assigned it by Mock.
This is true.
You know, I know what you're going for with your next pick if he doesn't take it.
I want them all.
That's what an alcoholic would say.
All right, Mass, back to back. Rattle off.
See, I'm
Kyle with
torn.
some hurtful words.
I'm not a hurtful guy.
I'm gonna do the pecan pie porter.
Nice. Kendall's had that.
Yes.
Can I see the can real quick? Does it have the same like samurai guy? Yeah, that's a very funny picture.
I'm actually
That's
surprised.
Kyle.
Surprised by that pick, Mass.
Hey, remember that time? Never mind. I'm not going to say it. I'll be the bigger person.
Go ahead and say it, Kyle.
No, I'm not saying it.
Go ahead and say it,
Mock
Kyle.
knows. Mock knows.
Just fucking
I
say
don't
it,
know
Kyle.
what you're talking about.
Just take it. Come on, Mass, hurry up.
I'm thinking.
We got show to do.
I know we do. Fuck. I'll take the Royal Standard.
Why? Because it's got a lion on it? Big Chronicles of Narnia fan?
Kendall.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go number 1.
Oh, you bastard.
You just like the
Which
seal.
was
It's an honor.
the double dry hopped yeehaw.
the double dry hopped yeehaw.
That rat.
It is a rat thing to do.
Yeah, you're up.
All right. I'm going to pick Bubble Farm. Bubble Farm is my pick.
Kyle, what was your pick?
Bubble Farm?
Could you repeat
And
that?
Paul, finish us off.
I guess I'll take. Let me see what this guy's percentage wise. Because I know what the other one percentage wise is, and I got to drive home. Nah, we're good. I'll take the Advent Party Crasher.
Which one is it?
You should have taken it.
Well, I was sitting on that one.
What, to get randomly assigned to you?
Yes.
All right, Mock. I am currently mixing the beers in a random order. These beers, gentlemen, will go from left. This one being number 1, 2, 3, and 4.
All right.
So,
Mock, who gets 1?
1 will go to Kendall.
Kendall.
Which one's that?
I received...
We'll
Okay.
announce it at the end because I don't want Mock to.
Number 2 will go to Kyle.
Number 2 goes to Kyle. Number 3 goes to.
Paul.
Okay, and number 4 goes to me.
Yep.
All right, gents, what did you get?
Or you give all 4 to Rebecca.
Perfect. Gents, what did you get randomly assigned?
I got Hoppy Feet Black IPA, which is the beer that has Peyton Manning on the can.
Kendall?
I got Galactica, but it looks like there's a trade going down.
Oh, wait a minute. That's illegal.
No, we're going to allow it.
So Kyle is trading his randomly assigned pick of the Eagle Claw Fist IPA to Kendall for the Galactica Double IPA.
I got all 3 that I wanted.
You know, Kyle was the guy that campaigned for me to have this,
Yeah, I know, and then
Input.
completely ignored it.
and then just shit all over it.
I ended up with
just didn't
the reindeer games, Belgian style India Pale Ale. All right, gents.
Does it say Belgian on it?
Bavarian style, sorry.
It's something with a B.
I was saying, I can't believe they packaged something different than what's on the box. What a bunch of douches.
This is the Berlin style.
Does anybody else have anything else they're looking to shop or acquire before we move on?
I'll listen to offers if anybody wants to.
I don't remember what you have.
I have the pecan pie, I have the reindeer games, and I have the Royal Standard Heavy Ale. Heavy Ale.
It's like, I really want the reindeer games, but not more than I want any of the ones I have.
Okay.
I know. I kind of want to play mine out. I think we're a good lineup here.
All right, gents. Toast of excellence.
I also don't think anybody else at this table would like a black IPA, except for Kendall, because he likes anything.
I would try it.
Real quick. First toast of excellence goes to
Drum roll, please.
the Rat of a Red Baron, Kendall Reed.
Thank
It'll
you.
read.
for getting the members of GSWD Christmas gifts.
Thank you, buddy.
Hey, you're very welcome.
Mock, I have yours. I'm going to drop it off at your house when I drop off the other gift for you.
I was just gonna say to Ken, I was like, I'd like you to deliver it, please.
It is a. Do you mind if I tell everybody what it is, or do you want Mock to be surprised?
No, you can tell.
He gave everybody a $25 gift card to Total Wine.
Oh, nice.
Which
Thank
is
you,
super inconvenient for Kyle and Mock because they live nowhere near a Total Wine. I don't, because I will be there tomorrow. So if they're open past 8, I'm going to use it to buy Bourbon County.
And I could just give Paul my 25.
And buy beer that
He's
he wants
right.
for the show. If everybody wants to just give me their gift card, I'll buy them beer for the show.
I'd like to trade mine for clams.
Who's Clam?
Ooh,
You know what I like.
No.
I'm not taking that. I'm not buying
We're
a show tomorrow. I'm not buying a beer tomorrow
We're talking New Haven shellfish.
because we're not drinking beer next week, so you don't need beer.
I'm not drinking champagne.
Champagne, baby.
Hey, we got the Nog, too, in the fridge.
Champagne, mimosas, Bloody Marys,
Oh, yeah.
peach bellinis, all kinds of brunch type things.
Oh,
Mimosas are pretty good.
yeah, they are.
Yeah, you ever had a peach bellini?
No, I've not.
Yeah,
Neither have
a
I.
peach bellini is like. So you remember the first time, woman? That's a mimosa. You remember the first time you ever came during a blowjob? That's a peach bellini.
Wow.
Yeah, you were like, the kid doesn't get any better than this, and you were like, oh wait a minute. There's like something.
We might be onto
There's
something
something
here.
like flicking this while it's happening.
When I went to Vegas with Ashley a couple years ago,
And then a peach mimosa is when she farts.
we I don't remember what we had gone to, but we got a wristband for going to it. At breakfast the next morning, I still hadn't taken it off, and they were giving out wristbands for unlimited mimosas, and they never fucking checked the color.
Oh, man.
So I downed like 30 mimosas.
I wish he said like 2. I drank like 2 whole mimosas.
I split one with
I didn't
Ashley.
want to take advantage.
All right, let's play a quick game for a GSWD point.
Go.
Do you understand
Before we do Toast
how
Excellence.
much damage Kendall would do there?
Yes.
All right. So we're gonna go same order as the beer
Randomizer.
the beer draft randomizer, but Mock will take my spot.
Okay.
So Mock, you're 1.
Nice.
What country were these vice grips made in?
Ooh, man, I should know this because I play with those.
So should I.
That's why I let him go first.
I'm gonna say they are made in Taiwan.
He got it right out of the gate.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't have any backup points.
That's right.
That's all right. I knew it was Taiwan.
Did you? Oh.
Kyle, what would your guess have been if Taiwan was wrong?
China.
Yeah, that's fair. And then if China was wrong, what would you have guessed, Mass?
If both Taiwan and
Yeah.
China, probably Germany.
No, that's fair. Kendall? Then,
If all wrong, then the good old US of A.
nice.
No, stuff's not made here.
If all of those were wrong, I probably would have guessed like
Korea.
Uzbekistan.
No, they're known for cotton.
Big cotton country.
I thought that's what. Never mind.
Yeah, we gotta move on.
Advil.
All right. Toast of excellence.
I have a couple.
Good.
Am I rattling them all off?
Yep.
All right. Let me get to that.
Do
Doesn't make
one
any
at a
sense.
time.
No, it doesn't. What?
Do one at a time.
So you want him to go and then somebody else?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So my first one is to offensive lineman Tyree Phillips of the Baltimore Ravens. Did anybody see this play?
No.
Lamar Jackson was got the ball stripped from him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and Tyree Phillips picked it up, scooped it, and ran it for a first down on a 1st and 10. So he had a 20-yard rush.
Good for him.
But he scooped it up while blocking. Like, he bent down with a hand in the chest of a defender, scooped the ball with one hand, stiff-armed him, and then ran almost 20 yards for a first down.
Good for him.
Yeah, pretty dope. The caption was, Tyree Phillips was rumbling. And then somebody else commented, get that man's Madden ball security up to 100. Because he was running with 2 arms the whole...
That's pretty intense. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's pretty crazy. Mass?
Mine is to hold on. I just lost it. Give me a second. I will find it.
All 3 of
again.
mine are football related.
Uh,
Oh, that's not true. I have
Mine
4.
is to the fact that we heard that Nickelodeon is going to be televising one of the
That's insane.
So weird.
wild card games.
That's so crazy.
It's
Wait,
awesome.
that was real?
Yeah.
That's real.
I saw an ad for it.
So they're going to be doing like super.
It doesn't make any sense. Why wouldn't they just do a game?
Eyes.
Why wouldn't they just do a game at 1, at 4, and at 8, and then you do CBS, NBC, or CBS, Fox, and NBC?
Yeah.
What Nickelodeon wanted in on this?
And how funny is it going to be? This is going to be great.
Who owns Nickelodeon?
Nick Cannon.
No. Like what network owns Nickelodeon?
I'll double check for you.
It's got one of the major networks has got to own it.
Yeah, it's got to be like NBC or CBS.
Because there's only 4.
It's owned by Viacom CBS.
All right. There's got to be one of the 4 major ones, right? Or no, 3 major ones. Because Fox and ESPN are owned by Disney.
Right.
So
Nick Cannon.
That's so funny.
who owns ABC? Is that Disney too now?
Yeah.
Arthur.
Oh man.
Arthur.
All right, so it's my turn again. Because I have 4, so like
yeah,
it's gonna go
that
me,
What?
someone, me, someone, me,
So
someone.
I have 3 as
Yes.
well.
Oh, all right, Kendall, go ahead.
Kendall.
All right.
You better not take
I
mine,
have
you son of a
I'll let
bitch.
you go. No, you go ahead, just in case we have double dips. That way.
Okay. And I forgot this one last week, and I wish I didn't, but Al Michaels, who received from Major League Baseball award in broadcasting for his many years of service. The name, I deleted my note because I'm an asshole. Just now I did it, and I can't get it back.
It's in recently deleted. You can go to recently deleted in notes.
In my reminders?
Reminders or
Kendall.
notes?
Right.
Are you looking for the name of the award?
Yes, please. But anyway,
Who uses the reminders app?
it was just kind of like I did in panic. But he probably stopped broadcasting.
Why was it
baseball.
accessible enough to use in Panic?
It's sort of the way it played out. Probably when we were like in middle school, I think he stopped broadcasting baseball games.
Yeah.
But
The
That's probably when the cryogenics.
The Ford C. Frick Award.
yes,
Didn't sound too confident.
That guy won the
For
Frick
the
Award?
basketball.
Yeah.
Or basketball. Wow.
That's for the basketball. It's for when you can throw a ball so hard it kills a bass. Basketball. That's what we call that down here in North Carolina. I'm clipping good today.
Yeah.
but one of my favorite broadcasters, so good for him.
All right.
Matt, I gotta tell you, it's making me real nervous. You haven't opened that laptop box yet. Just saying.
Take me 10 minutes.
I know, but it's just making me nervous. I'm just reiterating. All right, Mock, you got one?
Yes, I do. And for the second week in a row, I'm toasting Aaron Rodgers.
Just suck his dick already.
No, well, he did
Who's he
something
toasting?
that hasn't been done, so it's worth talking about. He's the first quarterback in NFL history to have 3 40-touchdown seasons.
Who are we talking about?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Fuck Aaron Rodgers.
Coming into this year, he was tied with Breeze, Peyton Manning, and Dan Marino as the only quarterbacks in NFL history with multiple 40-touchdown pass seasons. He's now the only one with 3.
It's funny because Peyton Manning was on that list.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was Peyton, Breeze, Rodgers,
And
Marino. Huh. It's funny. Peyton has the same amount of rings as the other 3 combined.
Good old Dan. I like Dan. He was a good guy.
Actually, he's got the same amount of rings as the other 3 combined, and more Super Bowl appearances than the rest than the rest altogether, right? Because what
Yes.
Breeze has been once, Rodgers has been once.
And Marino was there once.
Twice he was there.
Oh, was he there twice?
he there
Oh, okay, I
twice?
was wrong
Okay.
because Manning was there 4 times.
4 times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Saints, Bears,
There's a reason one's in the discussion
Seahawks,
and the others aren't.
Panthers. Okay.
Paul?
Paul?
I have more, so I'll let Kyle go first, and then Kendall and I will just go back and forth.
Well, mine is to
I
wide.
have one other if it's not said.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, Kyle.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Mine is to wide receiver Josh Gordon, being reinstated once again.
For the second time, it was a third.
It's like the
Wow.
4th or 5th time.
Fourth, I think two with the Browns, one with the Patriots, now one with the Seahawks.
Dude, that guy,
All right.
that guy
He had
just
2
loves.
with the Seahawks.
That guy just.
So we're
Maybe
on
it's
5.
5.
Guys, let's break out the
Sorry, I think
graves.
it was 5.
that guy is one ridiculous human.
Yeah.
Just stay
It's
off
going to be
the
such a
weed.
bummer after he finally retires and they just legalize weed in the NFL.
Really?
Um,
That's what's going to happen.
I mean, like, Greg Hardy was able to play again without pretty much any questions.
He got his ass kicked the other night in
Yeah.
UFC.
Um,
That is great.
All right, so I'm going to rattle off another one of mine.
Go.
So we'll go,
You, Mock,
no,
Kendall,
me,
you.
Kendall, Mock, Kendall, me.
And Paul,
Okay.
Kyle,
Right.
Kyle.
All right, so the other one is to Stephon Diggs, wide receiver of the Buffalo Bills, who at the end of the Bills-Broncos
Broncos.
game got a little banged up and was carted off the field because he didn't feel like walking back to the sideline. Awesome. That's
I
the way
like
to
that a
fucking do
whole
it.
lot.
That's the way to do it. Does anybody else also think that Stephon Diggs looks like somebody that could have been in Family Matters?
Yes.
Yeah, right? He's got that look.
It's their brother.
Kendall.
He'd be the neighbor.
Urkel?
You just hear from like every once in a while. He's like a he's got the Wilson thing where he pops up and he's like, "Yeah, you did do that."
Come on, I want to open my beer.
Is he just Jaleel White as the regular person in the show?
Yes. Toast excellence to actually the Panthers defense, who played a really good game. It just wasn't enough. I mean, the kid sacked Rodgers, four times, I think it was.
It's all right, man. Rodgers did his thing. That's all I needed.
Mock.
He kind of did.
Mock, what's your other
Everybody else did their thing. I'm gonna lose.
My other toast is to Dolphins running back Salvin.
Okay.
He's not Kendall Fantasy.
Cut him.
That sounds like a guy who owns a Super 8.
I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was a thing that came out. They said that his grandmother is currently in the hospital, and he told her that he was going to rush for 100 yards. No Miami player has done that in 2 years, and on Sunday he went out for 114 yards and a touchdown.
Good for him.
Kendall?
Drew Holiday, who is going to be donating his entire 2020 to 2021 salary.
He's going to be donating all his blood.
Is he really?
Yeah.
No, not his blood.
We don't know that.
Kyle.
Did I tell you?
I think it's
was
pretty
laughing.
confirmed if you donate all your blood, you're dead.
I got a quick one.
Okay.
Another toast of excellence to the Orlando Magic players for
Okay.
getting contracts.
They're all...
Phil and Isaac got 80.
80. Yeah.
We're going to talk about that in our segment later.
What segment?
NBA.
Oh, I thought we're not doing roundtable today.
We might.
Except for one thing. There's one thing I want to bring up just to ruffle some feathers.
Ha, it's
Paul.
me.
Hashtag Stony Creek.
I don't know what that means.
Our potential friends at Stony Creek. This one was more of like a, can you believe it? Because every week it seems like there's another new fun NFC East thing to talk about. The NFC East every single team in the NFC East has held both first and last place this year and started multiple quarters.
That's awesome.
The NFC
Wow.
East is
Yep.
like the Browns of the
And then
decade.
my other toast of excellence is to the NHL and NHL Players Association for getting the contract done to have a season in 2020.
Yes, sir.
56 games with fucking bonkers divisions. All I gotta say is, when it comes time to do our fantasy draft for hockey, do some homework. Because some of these guys have value that went way up and way down based off the guys they're going to be playing. Because I can tell you, for example, Patrick Kane fucking pucks out because they don't play with the ball. Just got puck out. He pucks out against the fucking Red Wings, and now they're playing them again. Because they're going to be playing only division games, and all of Canada is in one division.
Yes.
Because Canada won't let us in.
Go Austin Matthews.
What?
I don't know. I just
Crack
said his
'em.
name.
Oh, yeah, crack 'em.
What?
In the order we
Sip of
drafted?
silence. Sip of silence
Oh, yeah.
for the late.
Wait, we got to
lost-
crack him first. We got to crack him first before you sip silence, you dumbass. What am I do? Sip a closed beer? You're always nicer to me when the other drones aren't around.
Kyle.
We're doing a sip of silence for the late Hall of Famer Kevin Green, who died today of a heart attack.
Rest in peace.
That is delicious.
You like it?
All right. This is very good.
All right, so I have one thing to talk about before we get into the NBA segment.
Oh, we have a couple things we're going to talk about first.
All right, so go ahead. This one's not new. It's just something I saw, and I just was curious.
I want to start the argument again that Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. Jalen Hurts is
He
a good
misses a
quarterback.
lot of easy passes. Oh, we're 3rd and 8.
Kyle, he has 2 starts under his belt, and he's already done more than Carson Wentz has all year.
He also played the worst defense in NFL history.
But the Cardinals.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They played the Cardinals. My bad. I was thinking something totally different. It's still a pretty bad defense. Here's the
but
thing.
It's not the Seahawks.
Here's the thing. Jalen Hurts can't be considered a good quarterback.
Why is that?
So I'm going to give you why. You can take him and leave him for whatever you want.
Can I change
Is that a drop, Kyle?
what I meant from that? Jalen Hurts is a much better quarterback than Carson Wentz.
All right, that's even like worse of a statement.
Okay.
All right. I'm going to give you reasons as to why for both. I'll give you 3 reasons that apply to both. Okay?
Go.
All right. 1, the Eagles offensively are since Jalen Hurts has started.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz didn't have Alshon Jeffrey all year. And we've seen, while he's not the Alshon Jeffrey he's already made a big impact on that offense.
Yes.
Because you can't just go, it's just Alshon Jeffrey. I mean,
right.
The guy's good.
A threat.
Second, they haven't really played anybody.
That's true, but the Eagles have also played every single team in the NFC East.
Who are his 2 wins against? So he has 2 Did he win last? So who do they beat?
The Saints.
They beat the Saints without their best player.
Okay.
And they lost to the Cardinals.
They beat the Cardinals, didn't they?
No, they
No,
lost.
no.
They lost to the
Did they
Cardinals.
lose?
Who we've already agreed is like masked team.
They're a
Yes.
confusing team.
They're a masked team. They're a team that should be good, but should be bad, and is sometimes good and is sometimes bad. So
I thought that they won. I was wrong.
They were tied for a while, but
Yeah, and then some guy made a ridiculous catch.
Oh, that's right.
and to make the argument is that we know, like, the Eagles have not been a team since Wentz's rookie year that has been built for him. And it's due to injury. It's not his fault. It's not the Eagles' fault. But that team hasn't been built. That team is literally, it's being whoever's at quarterback.
Yeah.
And I can't subscribe to Jalen Hurts being better than Carson Wentz. I think he might be better for the Eagles than Carson Wentz right now.
I'll take that.
He might be a better quarterback for the team that they have, which is kind of like a scrappy offense.
yeah. Well, I think the sample size is too small, and I guess we can't agree that he did play better than last week, but I mean, that's, you're comparing one game to another. Yes, I know, I saw.
It's also one of those things, too, like, remember how hyped up every single person was about Lamar Jackson versus what they think about Lamar Jackson right now.
Certainly, but I
I understand that it's a skill set he possesses. I understand that, and I'm not going to take that away from him. But there's a difference between being a good quarterback and being a mobile quarterback. If you take his rushing away from it, he did throw for 500 yards in 2 games. But we've said it on this show. A quarterback that goes out and throws for 250 yards kind of just seems like a bleak performance these days.
he threw for 338 yards and 3 touchdowns with no interceptions, and he rushed for 1.
Right, and that means, so if he threw for 338, that means he threw for 170 the week before.
Right.
So
against the top-ranked defense.
It doesn't matter. 170. If you're a good quarterback, you throw for 200 yards against any defense. Any defense.
Well, the thing too is, like, now the nature of the way NFL is, it's hard not to, because you're throwing so much more.
Who's the best? Who's got the best defense in the NFL? Is it the Steelers?
I guess it'd be Pittsburgh.
I mean, they're kind of banged up right now, but like healthy Steelers, right? Healthy Steelers defense this year. If Aaron Rodgers goes out and throws for 160 yards against the Steelers defense,
He had a bad day.
is he still a good quarterback?
Yeah.
I mean,
Because he's Aaron Rodgers, though.
but that's what so it's like. But is Aaron Rodgers going to go out and throw for 160 against the Steelers defense, or is he going to find a way to rack up at least 250?
Probably.
Probably 380.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't subscribe.
I'll subscribe to that, but I think he's a good passer. I've loved him since he was in college.
So 8 months ago,
No, since he was at Alabama.
eight
Yeah,
months ago.
I don't know. He went to Oklahoma. Like, he transferred. But
He said college. You can't change it after.
he wasn't a good Alabama quarterback. He was good Alabama.
He was.
I think he's a better fit for the Eagles than Carson Wentz is right now. But Carson Wentz is still a better quarterback.
Paul, what you got to ruffle some feathers?
So I saw something. It was like 11 quarterbacks in NFL history or something like that. 11 or no, there have been 10 quarterbacks and 10 games. Sorry, there have been 10 games in NFL history in which a quarterback has logged a QBR of over 99.5, and Lamar Jackson has 4 of them. What is that? What do you think that means?
He's played some
can you
really
say
bad
that again?
defense.
There have been, I think it's like 10 or 11. There's been like 10 or 11 games in NFL history where a quarterback has logged a QBR of over 99.5, and Lamar Jackson has done 4 of them.
He's played some really bad defenses. And one of them, I guarantee you, was us last year.
Well, because your rushing doesn't go into your QBR numbers.
Right.
So, like, what does that mean about, like, what is Lamar Jackson? Like, I know we've kind of talked about it, but, like, what's Lamar Jackson? Like, what do we think?
Well, I think, and obviously,
He's probably one of the. Sorry, go ahead.
no, I mean, we don't know the games off the top of our heads, but I'd have to assume that a lot of those games were a lot of high completion throws. Like, let's say he went 18 for 29 on the day. I mean, that's not a good example, but
Yeah, that wouldn't be a good QBR.
no, but like, let's say you went 18
He'd have to go
for
like 28 for 29.
right. Well, it's me like very high precision throws that are easy completed passes. But I mean, that's I'm just assuming. I don't think it was a day where he threw the ball 30 times.
Players in the NFL. There are games where he doesn't look terrible throwing the football, and then he'll go on a 3 to 4 game swing where he just can't fucking complete a pass.
And I can't fault him if he only throws those short passes. I mean, it's football. I mean, it's.
Well, he can only really throw it deep to Mark Andrews.
So what goes into your QBR is your completion percentage, your yards per attempt, your touchdown percentage, and your interception percentage.
So 2 of those games were against the Bengals last year and the Dolphins last year.
Like what Dolphins? What
Last
time?
year's Dolphins.
Like what time of the year?
Oh.
Let's see.
Because that Dolphin team was totally different in the second half.
So this is the way they do the math. So your completion percentage is you subtract 30 from the completion percentage.
Oh, yeah, it was I'm sorry to interrupt you. It was early in the season because remember it's the game that he went off for like 59 points.
Okay.
So yeah, that was super early in that season.
So it's your completion percentage is you subtract 30 from the percentage of completed passes. So if you completed 60% of your passes, you subtract 30, so you'd be 30, and then you times that by 0.05. So obviously you need a high completion percentage. Very high.
Yeah.
Because you're subtracting 30 from it and then multiplying it by 5%. Then it's yards per attempt, so you subtract 3 from the yards per passing attempt and multiply it by 0.25. I don't know where the fuck they came up with this number.
Yeah.
Touchdown percentages, so you multiply you multiply by the touchdown per passes by 0.2. So if you throw a touchdown on 10 attempts, you would do 1 times 0.2. And then your interception percentage would be interceptions per attempt by 0.25, and then subtract 2.375 from that number. So basically,
Paul, you said over 99, right?
Over 99.5.
Okay. So one of those came this year. It was the game against Cleveland on Monday. 2 of them were, or at least 3 of them were last year. The Dolphins, the Bengals.
Well, I mean, yeah, they all had to have been recent. He's only been in the year for league for what, 3 years?
Yep.
3 years.
So, I mean, so what do we think?
And against the Jets last year.
I know it. There's no doubt that Lamar Jackson is a good football player. There's absolutely no doubt. If you make that argument, if you're going to say that he's not a good football player,
You're wrong.
You're wrong. He's a good football player. But so take away his ability to run the football past the line of scrimmage. You can keep his ability to be mobile behind the line of scrimmage and get out of sack scenarios, stuff like, because Ben was all about that in his rookie year. Ben was great at that. I mean, Tom Brady has always been good at stepping up out of sacks in the pocket, and stuff like that. So his mobility, Russell Wilson, all those guys, you have to keep that in mind. Is Lamar Jackson in the? Would you put him as a top 5 passer in the NFL?
No.
Top 5 quarterback in the NFL, eliminating his ability from eliminating what he does after the line of scrimmage.
No, I don't think I would.
Kyle?
No.
Mock?
No.
Massey?
No.
Top 10?
No.
If he is, he's 10. But I mean, I would have to sit and make a list.
But see, that's what's amazing, because I mean, the guy has 40% of pretty much perfect passer rating games in 3 years. And how long have we been tracking QBR? Since like the 70s?
Yeah, a long time.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's foggy. I don't understand how to like think about it.
Well, the crazy thing too now is in the modern era of football, we're kind of like
You know what?
backlogging history.
You know what we're going to do? You know what we're going to do right here?
We're gonna do a
Anybody got a
list.
pen?
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays you can go back and look at a game that Johnny Unitas played in 1968. Like,
Oh, yeah?
I could factor his.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can.
you can.
Of the Steelers.
You could. Hey,
That'll do.
should we fridge these
Huh?
other beers?
That'll do.
Yeah, whatever. Huh?
Should we fridge these other beers?
It's up to you. I'm not fridging mine because they're stouts, so the chill that's on them is perfect. All right. So, in no specific order, I'm just going to make a list here until we get to Lamar Jackson, okay?
Okay.
So, in order for someone to be added to the list above Lamar Jackson, 3 out of the 5 have to agree. Fair?
Okay.
Fair?
Yep.
Okay.
Fair? Mock?
Yeah.
Okay, so we can start. Let's just start off with the obvious ones. Rodgers.
Tom
Yeah.
Savage.
So, Rodgers.
Yeah.
Mahomes.
Yep.
Yes.
Wilson.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Who else are you adding to the list?
Breeze.
Breeze? I can still get behind Breeze.
I can too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Breeze, okay.
Matt Stafford.
Yep.
I personally can get behind Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he's a better passer.
That guy's a fucking warrior.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So see, I think Josh Allen's tricky because I think if you take away what he does past the line of scrimmage, I think Josh Allen is just he kind of reminds me a lot of like Ben from Ben. We could put Ben in that list.
Well, what's interesting is that Collinsworth was talking about
But
last year.
I wasn't
he was
done.
I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say like he's gotten better completion percentage wise, but I think that he still has. He's a guy that throws a lot of incomplete passes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely got a big arm and he makes plays. But if you take away what he does past the line of scrimmage, is he better than Lamar Jackson? I'm asking. I'm not saying yes or no. I'm just asking.
I think yes.
Okay.
I also think yes.
Okay. Kyle.
Yeah.
All right. Kendall, go ahead with what you're saying.
Well, I was just saying that last year he was dead last in a lot of those like completion categories, and this year.
Oh, he's definitely take big leaps and bounds.
This year is the first year that he's like leading the pack essentially.
Okay.
Tom
So
Brady.
the only person I think the only person in the NFC East worth talking about would be Dak.
Yep.
Do we think Dak's a better passer than? Do you think he's a better behind the line of scrimmage quarterback than Lamar Jackson?
In
Yes.
garbage time.
I think so.
You think you like for a full 60-minute game? You think so?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
so.
you do. You do.
Yeah.
Mock.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Prescott. Okay, so then let's move on to the NFC North. I mean, other than we said Rodgers and Stafford, I think Lamar Jackson's a better passer than Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
I think Kirk Cousins just has a cannon of an arm, personally,
Yeah, I
and
think
he's better than Trubisky.
his receivers do a lot of work.
Right, and he's better than Trubisky.
I don't know. Didn't you go through these streaks where like you look at like you watch his games and you're like, wow, he could actually do this.
All right, so let's go to the South. So
I
we
guess
said
no.
we said Breeze.
Matt Ryan.
Yeah, Matt Ryan's a better passer.
Right now?
Yeah, we're doing this right now.
Oh, right now?
Like today, like this season, like not like right this second.
Within
Like
the last couple of years.
yeah, I mean, let's just look. We'll go off of like not statistically.
I think Matt Ryan's a better passer.
We're not going off statistics. This is definitely like a what's the word I'm looking for?
Just a gut reaction.
Not a gut reaction, but it's like opinionated.
I think Matt Ryan can make the throws more than Lamar Jackson can.
I agree with that.
I think Matt Ryan is a more accurate passer than Lamar Jackson, but I also think that Lamar Jackson's much more clutch. I think Matt Ryan chokes under pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, that's a
agree with
big part of being a good quarterback. I mean, how good can you be if you can throw for 450 yards and 5 touchdowns every single week, but then you throw a pick on the game-winning drive? Like, I mean, that's definitely going to knock you down some pegs, right?
Yeah.
So-
I'm putting Lamar over Matt Ryan.
I will subscribe to Lamar over Matt Ryan as well.
Kendall.
I initially was saying yes all the way, but he's one of the most unclutch throwers.
Okay, that's fair. So no Matt Ryan.
I also think that Matt Ryan is I think that
Hello?
I think he's too stiff in the pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he doesn't have the ability. Once there's pressure, he's just done. He just folds like a lawn chair.
I could write down Tom Brady, by the way.
All right, and then so Bridgewater, no.
Bridgewater, no.
And then Brady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't think it's close to Brady.
And
Ryan
then
Fitzpatrick.
so we move to the West. We said yes to Wilson. Kyler Murray, I'm going to say no. I think that I think Lamar Jackson is better than what Kyler Murray. I think what Lamar Jackson does behind the line of scrimmage is better than what Kyler Murray does.
I agree.
Past the line of scrimmage, they're the same person.
Yeah,
Kyler's a
Murray-
little more.
Jared Goff.
No.
I don't know because Jared Goff.
I say yes.
No.
I think Jared Goff's a yes. I don't think Jared Goff is as bad as you think he is.
I say no from a consistency standpoint.
Well, it's just that he's on or he's not.
Right.
Right.
I say yes.
So hold on, because I'm confused as to what we're saying.
Do you think
Matt,
that? Oh, go ahead.
I put Lamar over Goff.
So
Yeah.
you would say no to Goff.
No to Goff then, yes. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
All right. I say no to Goff, Matt. So Goff's out.
Yeah.
Okay. We said no to Kyler Murray. Said yes to Wilson, and then
Nick Mullins.
we'll go with Garoppolo because we went with Dak. So we'll go with Garoppolo.
I think he's better than Garoppolo.
Lamar is better.
I think Garoppolo can be better than Lamar. I just don't think he's. I think Garoppolo is going to be one of those quarterbacks that hits his stride later in his career. It also doesn't help that he hasn't been able to stay healthy at all.
Right.
But I think he just hasn't been able to hit his stride.
And not his fault either, but I mean, last year especially, having an amazing running game, he doesn't have to throw all the time.
Right.
So,
All right, so we're going to leave Garoppolo off.
Yes.
Okay. We said yes to Allen. I think we can say no to the rest of the AFC East.
Yeah.
Right? He's not better than Tua. All right, Tua's not better than him.
Darnold's not better than him.
Darnold's not better than him, and
Newton is not better
and
than
Newton.
him.
Right? Okay. AFC North. We said yes to Ben. Obviously, Lamar's not in this. Burrow. I think as of right now, yes. And then Baker. What do you think about Baker?
I think Baker is better.
Man, that's a tough one.
See, for me, it's tough because I think Baker he's improving. I think last year, I think Baker and Josh Allen behind the line of scrimmage were the exact same quarterback. I think they both have cannons of an arm. They both are not afraid to throw the pick. They're both very aggressive and aware of where their receivers are, but they also miss easy targets and have very low completion percentages.
I'm going to say yes to
And I think that Josh Allen is taking those. I think Baker is moving in the right direction, and I think that whole team is. But I think Josh Allen is correcting those negatives faster than Mayfield is. So that's what leaves me with the question mark. So you say yes to Baker, Mass or Mock,
I don't know yet. Come back to me.
Kendall.
I'm going to say yes on the trending upward assumption because we did the same thing for Josh Allen. I got to kind of go off the same premise.
I say no.
We knew that. What do you say?
I want to know what Mock says first. I want to be the deciding factor.
What if he says yes?
If he says yes, then I don't matter.
Man,
Yeah, Paul's made up and the points don't matter.
I put Baker over Lamar.
There it is.
Okay, so then we move to the AFC South. Phillip Rivers.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Not anymore.
Just
Not
as,
anymore.
Just as a passer?
We're talking about clutch quarterbacks. Phillip Rivers is more unclutch than Matt Ryan.
Brings up a good point.
I don't know. If we're going by overall as a quarterback, I think Phillip Rivers is a better quarterback than Lamar Miller.
I think Phillip Rivers.
Lamar Jackson.
He is a better quarterback than Lamar Miller. I'll give you that.
Whatever.
I think Rivers falls into the same category as Matt Ryan.
Yes.
I just
Can
I
put
think,
up 500 yards.
no.
but won't
I
win
think
you
that
the
they
game.
both are very talented and can hit windows and whatnot. But I also think that they both have a lot of garbage stats.
Yep.
And I think that they both are very unclutch.
It's fine. I'm just not, in my opinion, I think Phillip Rivers is a better quarterback than Lamar.
All right.
Jack.
So you say yes. I say no.
I say no.
Nope.
Mock said no. Okay. Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun
Yes.
Watson's a better quarterback.
He is.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Ryan
no.
Tannehill.
No. I do not think Tannehill's better than Lamar Jackson.
I think
I think Tannehill is the next. I think Tannehill is this generation's Alex Smith. He's a game manager.
yeah. I mean, he's kind of.
I think he's a game manager that's willing to take deeper shots.
Yeah, I mean, it's the whole running back conversation. When
Yeah.
you're running the ball.
I don't think
effectively.
Tannehill is a bad quarter. I don't think Tannehill is a bad quarterback at all. I don't. But I think that Tannehill is slowly turning into a game management guy that will take those deep shots if he has to. I'm going to say Jackson's better than Tannehill. Kendall?
I agree.
Kyle?
Yeah.
All right. So it doesn't matter. Okay. And then who are we missing?
Gardner Minshew.
He's better than Minshew.
What are you talking about?
He doesn't have, he's not a better...
I disagree.
No, Andre 3000 is not a better person than Uncle Rico. No, but... Okay, and then we just have the AFC West, right?
Yep, we have Mahomes on there already.
We have Mahomes and the rest are irrelevant.
Derek Carr.
He's better than Derek Carr.
Drew Lock.
He's better than Drew Lock.
Whoa,
Justin Herbert.
Right now, he's still better than Justin.
He's better than Justin Herbert.
The one I have trouble thinking of is Derek Carr.
He's better than Justin Herbert.
Derek Carr's good.
I struggle with that behind the line.
I think that Justin Herbert will be better than Lamar Jackson, but Justin Herbert still makes a lot of rookie mistakes.
But so does Lamar.
Yeah,
But like,
they got beat 45-0.
Yeah, all right. I'll concede on that.
But Derek Carr is just such a wild
Who did
card
they
of a
lose to?
fucking player.
45-0.
Patriots.
Yeah, it was 45-0, and they
But
couldn't.
that was on special teams alone.
But they couldn't put up points
know,
on the
I
Patriots defense, who's missing half their starters due to COVID.
How about Mariota?
He's a better quarterback than Mariota.
So-
not Raiders.
All right, so we
Mariota.
said, no, are we agreeing no to Herbert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so no to Herbert,
Yeah.
definitely no to Drew Lock. And then where do we stand on Carr?
I don't know, man.
I'm saying that Lamar is better than Carr.
Okay,
I think Lamar's over Carr.
Kendall?
Over Carr.
Okay. So then we have, that puts Jackson at 12.
Okay.
Derek Carr is a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah.
He's a gunslinger. He's
Sometimes.
fun.
No, like he's a weird guy. Like he falls in that category of inconsistent, but when he's on, you can't fucking stop him.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe you guys think that Matt Stafford's a better quarterback than Deshaun Watson. But according to this list that I wrote in no specific order, you guys suck. All right, so that's kind of where, like, it's mostly what I wanted to go with that conversation. I kind of wanted to map out that list and just see, like, roughly what number out of 32.
Which I think is pretty close because, I mean, before we start, we figured he'd be somewhere around 10.
Trent Dilfer.
You know,
Yeah, he's 13 now because Trent Dilfer. For sure. Yeah. Actually 14 because Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Big time.
I mean, Miami Dolphin Fitzpatrick's pretty fire.
Where's he ranked in ugliest hair?
Who?
Lamar.
Up top 4.
He might be one.
Ezekiel Elliott got some pretty bad.
No, quarterbacks. Just quarterbacks.
Oh, quarterbacks?
Then one.
Hold on.
It's either 1 or 2 because, like, if because everything about Derek Carr is a mess. So it's not just his hair.
I mean, like Dak Prescott's got a pretty good shape up. I can get in on this.
all right, Larry.
All right, Kendall, I want you to pull
Oh wait, no, 2. Cam Newton 1.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in a league of his own.
Cam Newton does that like Cynthia from the Rugrats hairdo a lot.
Kendall, I'm going to need you to pull up the faces of all 32 NFL quarterbacks real quick.
We're not doing that.
Actually, Phillip Rivers' hair is pretty terrible.
Yeah, but that guy has 13 kids.
Right.
His
His hair is
time to get a haircut.
right. His hair is drawn on by his
surprised
kids.
he's not bald yet.
All right, so you got a couple more things you want to talk about, Mass, before we get into basketball? We'll do it. Oh shit, yeah. Are they important?
No. I'm going to do...
Real quick, we got to go to break, come back and do basketball. Because we're already...
Yeah, this is going to be like a 30-second thing.
Go.
Give me
30.
a second to get it.
29, 28, 27,
Kyle.
Count yourself, Kyle.
13,
Count yourself, Kyle.
0.
I like that
Lift
you
off.
went out of order.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Instead of counting out loud, just flick your balls every second.
Just because it's the season, I'd like to read The Night Before B-Ball.
All right.
Is it by Shaq?
It is not. It is by the user Hefe Guy on
Shaq.
Reddit.
It's Shaq.
It was
Hold
the
on.
night before B-Ball as the pandemic does rage, but Kyrie isn't worried. He's busy burning his sage. The Raptors have moved out to Tampa Bay while stars demand trades despite all their pay. Dame was on the court practicing lob dunks with his new mates while Harden is in strip clubs looking for dates. Jokic and Murray, fresh off the West Final, dream of beating the Lakers and both start to smile. Stockings were hung by the chimney with care in hopes that Simmons' three-pointer would hit more than air. The stands will be empty as tip-offs begin, yet Gobert will make millions, but not for the wins. May the games bring us peace, if only for a bit, and let 2021 be better than this shit.
I tell you, if you work on your delivery, I could fall asleep to that. But your cadence was terrible.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I thought you were gonna say
The Ben Simmons thing was so funny. I knew Kyle was like, he hit one.
he hit 2.
Practice doesn't count.
It was.
It was a game.
All right, we'll be back from break in a little bit.
Also thought you were about to say 2 dicks were hung, and I was like, wow.
Wow, I was right.
All right, we'll be back on the other side, live on the PPRN Radio Network.
And now, back to getting sports with Drunk on the PPRN Radio Network.
Welcome back to Getting Sports with Drunk. I'm your host, Cupcake the Riddler, joined by douches, all of them, everyone, hooray!
Yeah.
Mass, we're good?
No, I was saying.
No, I'm saying you think we're good, though?
Maybe. We'll see.
Oof, I don't like that.
If not, I'll just.
And I tell you, whoever picked the music this week killed it.
Kendall.
Thank you.
I thought for sure it was Kyle.
All right, so tomorrow, if you're listening to this, no, that wouldn't make sense. When does this get uploaded? When's the first time somebody could potentially hear this? I should know these things.
Not being lazy.
So the show re-airs on the PPRN Radio Network, I believe, on Thursdays, and this show could be up as soon as tomorrow.
All right, so December 22nd, because whenever you listen to this, is the start of the NBA season. So we're gonna do some NBA preview stuff, and then we're gonna try to get through this in about an hour 15, because I want to do some fun stuff for the third hour because it's Christmas. It's the Christmas show.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. We have eggnog and Graves.
Did you really bring Graves?
There's Graves. Yeah, so Pete has there could be something in there. I just didn't do a good job looking.
Hey, why does Juju like to fumble the ball against the Bengals?
He didn't fumble.
I know, but he has bad ball security.
Actually, that might be a fumble.
Well, if anything, it should be a helmet to helmet.
Like they're probably gonna challenge that.
Hey, while you guys are talking about that, if you could just let me know if Eric Ebron gets a catch at any point.
Why?
So, in my brother's friend league, I already locked a spot in the finals, but Tyler is playing Fod, and he's up like 1 point, and Fod has Ebron. So I just want to know.
So far, Juju's the only one who's caught a pass. It's the only completion Ben has.
No, Benny Snow.
Oh, I stand corrected.
Kendall. Hand me that.
The Steelers can't fucking do anything as usual.
Oh, you got golden eggnog?
So that's what they had at
Big Y.
no,
Shut up.
Krausers.
Krausers.
If that's a fumble, it gets negative points.
Be dope.
Yeah, I guess.
Would you rather face me or Vinny?
You.
Yeah, because you know you'll smoke me. You're afraid of Dalvin Cook and Darren Waller.
I'm afraid of Darren Waller. And he's going against my defense Saturday.
Ba-dum-ba-dum. All right, so NBA season. So I kind of last week had kind of asked everybody to do some homework. I mean, I don't know if Massey and Mock were able to.
I did.
Mock hasn't been at work, so he doesn't know. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, fuck you, Mock.
Yeah, bitch.
Love you, buddy.
I don't.
You know, I just sit here, do my thing.
Play Madden.
I'm playing Borderlands.
I hear a lot of clicking.
You stapling.
Have you seen that new Cyberpunk game or whatever the fuck it's called? You can
Yeah.
design your own penis in it.
Yes, you can.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, like length, width, head shape,
Yeah.
color.
You can only go small, big, or large.
No, that's it. Oh man, they made it seem like you could do all these things. You put a tattoo on it.
No.
Then why bother even having that be? You could do 3 things.
No one's making it big. It's either small or large. Like, I either be like, I'm gonna be the guy with the little penis, or I'm gonna be the guy with the big dick. I'm gonna be the normal guy. You suck.
I went average
So you have
In real life or in the game?
in the game.
What are you in real life?
Nah, Massey's hung in real life.
Tell me how hung.
He wore, you know those basketball shorts that they wore in the video game NBA Ballers?
Yeah.
He wore a pair of those one time, and I could still see it.
Massey,
He
show
makes Frank Gore look like you.
Show me.
Oh,
Show me,
No,
bitch.
that's fine.
Oh, look. Juju fumbled.
Yeah.
We're losing to the Bengals right now.
It's all right. We lost to the
Well,
Jets.
no,
I don't wanna hear it,
you've
Kyle.
been losing to the Bengals for like about 10 minutes now.
That's just ridiculous.
All right, so we're not going to cover every team, but I had asked Kendall. I gave Kendall 2 divisions, and Kyle 2 divisions, and myself 2 divisions to kind of go over and just kind of give some outline stuff, and then we can chat about things. And then, Massey, I don't know if you have the ability, if like what you're doing for me takes up your free time or not. Mock, also, if you want to do it at the end of the segment, we're going to do a way too early playoff predictions.
I got you.
So the 3 of us already like have our seedings 1 through 8 on each side. So, Mock, I don't know if you have the ability to do that while we're talking, but
I got you.
it'd be fun if you could.
I'll do what I can.
All right.
Means get off fucking Borderlands.
Mark, you can stay on Borderlands. I got my computer right here.
Well, I'd like you both
All
to
right,
do it if
Massey's-
possible.
No, Massey's going to do my homework.
All right, that's fair.
That's usually what he does.
Oh, I see what they did there. They're like, oh, Juju fumbled right where he was spiking the ball. Juju's been having a lot of problems with midfield lately.
Yeah.
I want Mark to be able to enjoy Borderlands.
That's fair. Which one is it? 2?
3.
Oh, that's the worst one.
3. No, they're all pretty good.
No, everybody knows that Borderlands Party 5 is the best.
I would play a Borderlands party.
All right, so Kyle, how do you propose we do this? I don't think we need to go through every team.
I mean, we could probably go through everything very quickly. Like,
I don't think we need to do this, Kyle. We should probably do this.
No, like every team we're talking about. So my biggest gripe in life is that people don't talk about the small market teams. If we just do the ones that we think that we need to talk about,
No.
we're just talking about the Lakers
What do you-
and the Clippers.
That's not true at all.
It's just how I feel.
Because you're dumb.
Oh, that's not fair.
I hope you eat a bunch of.
Milwaukee is a small market team. Very small.
Yeah, but they're televised more than everybody else.
That's because they're good.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be a dick.
So you're talking about like the Hornets?
Yeah,
Well,
But why are they worth talking about?
because they're fun,
Yeah, you just like their jerseys and their color scheme.
and I like
let's
Gordon Hayward.
let's just see what we get through. I mean,
don't
All right,
fucking-
we'll rattle.
do this to
we'll,
me.
We'll rattle
Okay.
through the teams. We'll rattle through the teams. So go to your Eastern Conference. We'll start with the Eastern
Yeah, I'm already
Conference.
there, Ken.
And we'll just go so we're not talking in succession. Kendall will start with a team, then you, then me, and then we'll go from there. We can chime in, but I don't want this to be long-winded per team. That's the point. That's why I thought maybe not every team, because I want to try to get through this in like an hour
No,
and
we
15.
can get through it.
Kyle, I've seen you be like, hold on. I really want to talk about Jonathan Isaac
Yeah,
for about
but-
25
But I
minutes.
don't want to talk about John Isaac right now. If I want to talk about anybody, it's Gordon Hayward.
Kendall, rattle it off.
okay.
First team.
First team, I have the Boston Celtics.
You fucking homer.
So you had the Atlantic Division.
I had the Atlantic Division, yes.
All right, Boston Celtics. What do you got?
Okay, so I'm actually predicting for them a 46-26.
Ooh, see, I couldn't remember if I asked you to do records or not, so we did not do records. So if you would like to omit them, you can. If you'd like to include them, it's up to you.
Okay, I will include it because I did a lot of work on this.
Okay.
I also think they have potential to be a 48-win team with a bottom about being...
Sorry, not to interrupt you again, but real quick, over-under. What do you guys think is the... Kendall did 10 teams in total. What do you think the over-under is on at least 3 of them not being equal to 82 games played?
2 games. 2 teams.
That is possible. I did make a mistake, but we'll see how this plays out.
40-something and 30-something. Sounds good.
Wait, right off the bat, 46-26. Does that work? Mm-hmm. Okay.
No.
What do you say, 46 and 26?
Yeah.
No, that's 72.
72.
Yes, you're already off one.
Damn. Okay.
Big fan of that.
Well, either way, I think
46, 26, and 1.
in one, right? They're going to
No,
tie.
that'd be 46, 26, and 10.
They're going to tie 10 times.
They might not play 82 games.
Yeah, there's a pretty good chance they don't.
Well, either way, I think the Celtics are a very favorite team to make the playoffs. Division has potential to have a lot of shifting involved for who will lead the division. I think the Celtics have a lot of room to grow and will be the team in that division to kind of experiment with personnel the most efficiently. Signings that will be important. Tristan Thompson, Jeff Teague, they provide much added speed and depth. In the draft, they drafted Aaron Nesmith from Vanderbilt. And a player I think to watch will be Javonte Green, who is going to be a role player throughout the season, but adds a lot of defensive positivity to a team that struggles on the outside and will be a scorer when given the opportunity.
It's fair. I like it. Did you have them where you think they're projected to finish or no?
I kind of, no, not.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so you do the records, we'll do projections. All right, so anything to add for the Celtics? Anybody?
The only thing that scares me is that Kemba Walker's not going to be playing the first few weeks of the season. And depending on the 82-game schedule, if they do the
Doge.
if they do the 82 game schedule, is going to depend on how well they play without Kemba Walker. So that's my only.
Massett's gone.
That's my only big fear.
Massett's not up there.
Oh,
Sorry.
That's my only big fear of the Celtics.
Yeah.
we're back.
My thing is, what I'm really hoping for this season is, and we haven't seen it yet. It's there. It's ready to blossom, but it just hasn't taken flight yet. I want to see, like, they have, maybe now that Hayward's gone, because they had Brown and Hayward and
Tatum.
they have Brown, Tatum, Horford. They had Horford. They had Hayward. They have Walker. Before Walker, they had Rozier, who was playing well. And so, like, I just want to see Tatum turn into that guy, and he's not done it yet. He's had spurts of it, but like I think Tatum needs, for the Celtics to take that next step to be an Eastern Conference championship team. He needs to be to that team what Jimmy Butler is to the Miami Heat.
Well, I think he has to this year.
I don't think he does still, though. That's the thing. That team is still very well rounded.
Yeah, but like without Kemba Walker being there, I think they're scoring.
But only for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So, like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, last year he did it when Kemba got hurt. So, like, let's say he does it for the first 3 weeks, and then Kemba comes back and doesn't do it. He needs, I want him to be that guy for 82 games. I want him to be that, I think the Celtics can take that next step if he becomes that guy. But right now it's too much shared spotlight. I mean, we've seen it time and again. I mean, he was the most important part of that Clippers team, but Chris Paul was never that guy for the Clippers team. It was Blake Griffin. Like, Kemba Walker can still be a very impactful top 5 point guard in the league without being the limelight guy. And I think Tatum has to be that guy. Kyle, why don't you go ahead? You had the
Central Division.
Yep.
So I'm starting off with the Chicago Bulls, and we're down 10-0.
They haven't played yet. Bulls haven't played yet. But they will be down 10-0 to start the season, I guarantee it.
So the Chicago Bulls, they're a very hard team to predict this year. The biggest thing was to get a new coach in Billy Donovan, who has culture of winning throughout this league. Jim Boylan was just terrible and hated by his team. I think that plays a big effect in the play of his team. So I think they maximize the players more with Billy Donovan. A big weakness that they have is 3-point shooting. I think they can. I think with a healthy Otto Porter, and if Patrick Williams can provide the 3-and-D, it would bring the Bulls better. You know, 'cause they're very limited on the offensive side of the ball, and their defense took a big hit with Chris Dunn being gone.
They have potential, though, to be the best interior defensive team with Markin and Carter and Gafford. They have potential, but someone's got to tap it.
So their depth isn't really the greatest. But again, we have to wait and see how the starting 5 play, and then if they can play well as a unit, then the rest of the team will fall into place.
Well, if there's any coach that knows how to get something out of no bench, it's Billy Donovan. Because the Thunder didn't have a bench almost the entire time he was there.
I think their ceiling is as high as a 7 seed, but I think this year they finish at a 9 seed. I don't think they get over the hump yet.
All right. So, anything to add for the Bulls? Anybody?
Nothing for me.
No. All right. So I'm going to go. I have the Southeast Division. So I'm going to start off with the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat, really nothing notable in the offseason. They just kind of re-signed the squad. Adebayo, Dragic, Miles Leonard, and Kendall Udonis.
Ooh, wow.
This is his 18th year in the Miami Heat uniform, making him, I think, number 5 all time for longest tenured with one team.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I think Dirk holds the record at like 22 or something like that. So nothing really notable adding or missing from the team. So they're kind of bringing to the table what they had, what got them to the NBA Finals last year. They're very well rounded defensively. Obviously led by Jimmy Butler. Bam Adebayo can hold his own down low.
Can we get a GSWD point for anybody who can name the top 5 tenured NBA players?
No, because you're looking it up.
I didn't say for me.
Sorry.
I don't know if we
I
could
like
cut.
Rebecca with the quick sass.
I don't know. Fucking somebody that never wants to talk about her sex life is trying to clap her cheeks back.
Top 5 all on one team.
All right. So Dirk, I know, is on it. Udonis is on it.
Yep.
I feel like Timmy's got to be on it.
Tim Duncan.
Yeah.
Kobe.
Kobe.
We got 4.
And then, where did
Manu Ginobili.
where did this guy rank?
So
Yeah. So Dirk is 1. Kobe's 2.
actually, Udonis
Is he 6th?
is 6th.
Oh, okay.
So you guys have 3 right now. You guys have Dirk, Tim, and Kobe.
Are they 1, 2, and 3?
Manu Ginobili.
J.R.
It's-
Smith.
How many wrong do we get? How many wrong guesses?
I'll give you guys 3.
Oh man, I should stop guessing then.
You mind if I take one?
Go ahead.
John Stockton?
That's number 4.
Okay.
Karl Malone.
No, because he played with the Lakers.
That's right. But he was a Jazz.
He was, but I don't think it wasn't as long as you think. Same like Manu Ginobili and Tony Parker were Spurs forever, but
I'll give Mock unlimited guesses as long as he's the one coming up with them and somebody's not just shouting at them.
so we need number 5.
Yes. Who, if Udonis plays this season, you said this was his 18th, he'll be tied with this person.
Jeremy Lin.
Well, that guy's in the practice squad right now.
He's making a comeback.
I have no
I told
idea.
Mock that he could shout whoever he wanted.
Do you know who this player is?
I've heard the name before.
Okay, so
Was he in the movie Airplane?
I don't know.
Was he in Space Jam?
I don't think so. Let me double check.
That's not him.
Have you seen
So
Space
it's not
Jam?
Larry. It's
Yes.
not Larry Bird. So it's not Larry Bird,
It's
Kyle.
not Larry Bird. Larry Bird on here is
I mean, Michael was a Bull for a long time.
Boston
really.
Celtics with 13 seasons.
He was 88 to 93, and then 3 more years after that.
Joe,
Or 85.
If
sorry,
you guys
85.
want, a
He
hint,
was-
I can give you.
He was probably
one
only
of
a
two
Bull for like
things.
13 years. What
I can either give you the number of seasons, or I can give you his time frame.
time frame?
87 to 2005.
87, 2005?
No,
No, it's a serious guess.
no.
Let her guess.
Okay, go ahead.
Kevin McHale.
Say Joel McHale.
No.
Yes.
Kevin McHale
Yeah.
had 13 seasons as a Celtic.
Kevin
That was-
McHale.
Did this
Good
guy
guess.
did this guy only play for one team?
Let me double check to make sure.
2005.
Yes, only one team.
Can I get his position?
85 to 05. You said
87.
87 to 05.
Man, Allen Houston.
I really fucked up. I really fucked up this whole 1 hour thing with this.
It's all right. This is more fun.
But this is. Oh man, I'm so intrigued because we have to know it.
Maybe Shaq only did play for one team.
Well, he got drafted in '93.
Yeah, he also retired way after 05.
Right.
He won a championship after 2005.
Well,
Oh,
93 was the 87 of the 90s. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, that's true. And 05 was the 12 of the 05s. Shut the fuck up, Kendall.
Ooh, Matt's going for that second eggnog glass.
He loves.
Oh my god.
Man, that Ria's going to be real later.
The Rita. I thought you said Rita. I was like, wait, we're mixing this with Ritas?
I thought he was talking about his wife.
Oh my god, could you imagine eggnog or Rita?
Oh,
He got it. He got it.
That sounds awful, Kendall. That might be the worst thing you ever said.
he's
trying to
worse.
think.
That was gonna be a touchdown.
Kyle, help me out. Fuck this game right now. Okay, there's plenty more of this game to watch.
That's such a long time. 87 to 2005.
Plays in the Eastern Conference. Played in the Eastern Conference.
Charles Barkley.
Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Oh, wait. 87 to 05?
Yeah.
I think I know it.
Okay.
I think I know it, but I don't know if Kyle wants me to take the guess.
Go.
Is this guy regarded as one of the best three-point shooters of all time?
I have no fucking idea, Paul.
Is it Reggie Miller?
It is.
Reggie Miller was never anything but a... Oh, Eric Ebron just got hurt.
Did he really?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's actually down on the field.
Yeah, he's down on the
He's
field
not
grabbing
talking
his
about
lower
Celtics.
back. Yeah, Reggie Miller never played for anybody with the Pacers, did he?
Correct.
Never won anything with the Pacers. Except he broke a lot of Knicks fans' hearts.
All right, so you guys got 6 with Haslam. You got 7 with Manu Ginobili. Let's go 8, 9, 10.
There's
Man,
no way.
He had.
I need to know time frames. What's 8's times frame?
62 to 78.
Bob Cousy.
Nope.
I don't know.
Bill Russell.
No.
Muggsy Bogues.
Bill Russell started in the 50s.
Played with the Celtics.
He coached.
Kevin McHale.
No.
Dude.
Oh, what the? Robert Parrish?
Nope.
All right, we're all thinking Celtics. I don't think it's a Celtic.
He
It
said
is
it was
a
a Celtic.
Oh, did he?
He literally said it was a Celtic.
No, it's not a Celtic.
Let's
guys.
see.
Come on.
Bob Cousy. We said no to Bob Cousy, right?
Hold on.
We said no to Bob Cousy?
Correct.
No, so no to Bob Cousy, no to Kevin McHale, no to Robert Parrish. It wasn't Larry Bird.
It was not Larry Bird.
It wasn't Bill Russell.
This person played for 16 seasons.
Got that.
I have no idea. I'm blanking real hard.
I don't know anything about the Sixers.
Antonio McDice.
Played for the Nuggets. And
He
the,
played for the Pistons.
and the Knicks. That guy was everywhere.
Yeah. I don't know. Who is it?
John.
Havlicek.
Yep.
Ah,
It's a good name.
he's a
Never
champion.
would have got that.
That
You know
guy
the thing-
played hockey, and we all know it.
You know what the thing is? You know the thing about him is like I can't. He's one of those guys like I don't picture him as a Celtic. I just picture him as an NBA player. All right, who's 9? What's the tenure?
49 to 64.
Bill
Played
Russell.
For the Nationals and 76ers.
Russell.
Nationals and 76ers.
Was he a first baseman or?
Nationals and 76ers. Moment? No, that wasn't Earl the Pearl, right? He was in the
I don't
same-
know. Was it? Wasn't Moses Malone?
Was it Earl Monroe?
It was not.
Yeah, so he played later, right?
I can't get Bobby fucking what's his name out of my head.
Oh, the 6th man?
Yeah.
Who is it?
Bobby Jones.
Who is it, Mass?
Dolph.
Ziggler.
Ziggler.
I beat him to it. Everybody heard it, right?
Yes.
Dolph Shays.
That was just internet lag.
That was just internet lag.
Last one.
Fine,
58
Mock. You can have Dolph Ziggler. I get AJ Lee.
Last one.
Oh, no thanks.
Same team, played from 1958 to 1973 for the Nationals 76ers.
Earl the Pearl.
No.
Is it somebody that you know?
Never heard of this person in my life.
There's probably a good chance we don't know it either.
Yeah, just say it.
Hal Greer.
Okay.
We do know that name, actually.
I never
would have
would've
never,
guessed.
never in a fucking million years. All right, so Miami Heat, sorry.
Bit of a sidetrack.
So
there,
they're a
guys.
well-rounded defensive squad. They've got good bench depth, and they have absolutely stud elite coaching. But they're a very young squad that's undersized, and they lack offensive rebounding. And with the squad being so young, outside of Jimmy Butler, like the main core of the squad, I could see like a situation in which like more than one player kind of has like their sophomore slump, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I mean, between Robinson, Hero, and Adebayo, those are 3 main components to their team. And if any one of them has a bad year, that's going to put a real hurting on that Miami team. I think they have a first place ceiling. I think they're a playoff lock team with a first place ceiling, but I think they finished 3rd in the East. Kendall? Oh, anybody? Miami Heat? Anybody?
No, I agree with you 100%.
Could be an exciting team.
They
Yeah.
could also be a very dud team, which I can honestly see this year.
I think they're a playoff lock, though.
They're playoff lock. I mean, it's
No,
But
they're
you-
going to be NBA champions this year.
Well, you can be a dud and make the playoffs in the East. Playing in the NFC East is kind of like playing in the AFC. The NFC East is kind of like playing in the NBA East.
Yeah.
we got there.
Kendall?
So I did the Brooklyn Nets, and looking through my stuff, I did calculate everything for a 72-game season.
So the answer was 10? The answer was 10 out of 10? Mock, you missed the over-under there.
So yeah, good job on me. But let's say,
Let's say they play a 72-game season.
let's say they play 72.
Eric Ebron is on a cart, Mock.
So I have the Nets in a 72-game season going 42-30.
I can't tell if he's laughing or crying.
he's got a big mouth.
The Nets are the most anticipated team in the NBA. The Kyrie Durant combo is one of the most hyped storylines of basketball. This team will do very well out of the gate or struggle to get going. this team needs to build chemistry with these stars, and how often have we seen likely pairs not live up to potential? In addition, they're working with a first-year coach in Steve Nash. So the team, we just mentioned Durant and Kyrie, big personalities. So we have to see how the team will respond, like during losing streaks and have like media criticism. Like a lot of these guys, they could, fighting inside the locker room is never good in any sport, but NBA it could be destructive. So there's a lot of big personalities on the Nets, so we'll have to see how it pans out. Signings: Jeff Green, Bruce Brown, Landry Shamet.
For a second, I thought you were saying Bruce Bowen. I was like, what the fuck?
But the Nets have a very deep roster, so there's a lot of solid pieces. We'll see if these guys will know their role as they say in the wrestling world.
So dumb. So I like everything you said. I don't think there's going to be a single concern there about locker room chemistry, though. Because now, this season, Kyrie doesn't have to be the leader. Kyrie is not a good leader of a team. He's absolutely a star. He's absolutely a playmaker, and he's 100% an NBA first-team type guy. But he's not a leader of a team, and he doesn't have to be that this year. That's Kevin Durant's job. People can say what they want, but like being a leader of a team, like when your first year there is you being out all year long, it doesn't do you any good. So, Kyrie was the leader because he played, and Kyrie's not a leader. We saw that in Cleveland. He was not the leader. I think that team is poised for greatness.
Yeah.
Anything else on the Nets?
They drafted Sadiq Bey, which will be interesting because I don't know as far as minutes go. This team seems pretty kind of locked up. It seems like there's a lot of players that are going to be taking a lot of time.
They're deep.
And I put my most surprising player. I anticipate Spencer Dinwiddie to kind of be a guy to. He was a bright spot last year. I think he'll continue to be a bright spot unless he gets traded. Then
fuck him.
Then whatever.
I think outside of the normal names, I think Jared Allen is the MVP of that team. Outside of the Durant and Irving, I think Jared Allen's inside abilities will allow.
I'm struggling because I keep thinking you saying Jared Allen.
He made his NBA debut last year.
Jared Allen. I have a Chicago Bears Jared Allen jersey.
Yes, you do.
I bought that the minute he got signed.
I remember that.
The minute he was signed, I bought that shit. I think Jared Allen plays such good interior defense that it'll allow him to do what he did in OKC. Kyle, next.
So we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're a tough team to figure out because they have potential to be a lower end playoff team. But they have Andre Drummond, they have Kevin Love, and they have two guards that can score, but they don't have anybody that can really play defense. That's why they drafted Isaac Okoro. He's a 3-and-D type player. When the preseason, he started at the 3 in the preseason games, so hopefully they keep that. And they do have a decent bench with Kevin Porter Jr. and Cedi Osman and a few other players. Larry Nance Jr. is a pretty solid 5 off the bench. They have potential to be a good team. Are they? I don't know if they're coached right or coached well. Like the one thing that's going to be a big downfall is the consistency of their shooting. Because we know that Andre Drummond can't shoot to save his life. Unless it's like a full court shot, then he's like money. But teams are going to play the foul game with him, and they're going to have to take him out, and that really brings down a lot of defense for that team. The Cavaliers, I think, could potentially be a sneaky 8 seed team, but I think they end up as like an 11 seed, 10-11 seed.
What's going to hurt them the most is that at every single position they're undersized. I mean, Kevin Love's thing all the time was that as good of a rebounder as he is and as good as offensive as he can be, he's always been an undersized 4. And Larry Nance is an undersized 5. Man, I wish I started Giovanni Bernard. All right, I'll go next. I have the Orlando Magic here. Only notable thing that they really did was draft rookie Cole Anthony, who could be a very big spark in playmaking and perimeter scoring if he can find consistency. They're a cohesive unit with depth, and Aaron Gordon found his playmaking abilities when he got switched over to the 3 in the playoff bubble last year. But they're an average squad with middle-of-the-pack talent, roster-wide, and the injury bug is no stranger to the Orlando Magic. And they just don't have a great amount of shooting. I think ceiling-wise, they can make the playoffs, but I think they finish at the 10th seed. Kendall?
Kyle's favorite team, the Philadelphia 76ers of Philadelphia.
He only kind of likes them.
In a 72-game season, I have them going 45-27. So this team has a lot of question marks and kind of what they want to do. Will Embiid, Simmons, will they find a way to get them to work together? Will one of them get traded for a high-profile player? But Embiid and Simmons on their own are NBA, all NBA, players, guys who will make the All-Star game every year they're playing right now. And they're building a more sensible rotation for, I guess, what they're trying to do. They're moving in a direction, I guess, would be thing to say. They signed Danny Green as well as Dwight Howard and Seth Curry. So Danny Green to replace what the Al. What?
Shot.
What happened?
They signed only Dwight Howard.
Yeah, they traded for Danny Green.
They acquired Danny Green and Seth Curry via trades.
Oh, well, I'm just talking about acquisitions.
But you said they signed Danny Green.
Oh, I'm actually really nervous.
I know.
I did all my math wrong.
But Danny Green was to replace Al Horford, which was kind of a failed experiment. Adding Seth Curry, who has been statistically one of the better shooters, kind of gives some added depth on the perimeter. Will help out that a ton. And a cool signing is old gold Dwight Howard. Kind of this is some veteran presence who kind of a guy who seems like he's not as like self-centered anymore and kind of just knows what he's got to do, and he doesn't have to prove anything anymore. So it's kind of a more balanced roster. Doc Rivers taking the reins there, so a lot of exciting things for Philadelphia. They drafted Tyrese Maxey in the draft, and I believe he'll get a lot of playing time. And I just mentioned it before, but I think Dwight Howard will be exciting, like the surprise player, because he'll have a lot less minutes to play, but he'll kind of just be, as long as Embiid is there, he'll just be filling in for the time that Embiid's not on the floor.
Which can be a lot. I think the Sixers did the right things in the offseason. I think Danny Green's going to be the sleeper MVP of that team. I think the one downfall to the Sixers will be if they try to experiment with going big, which is Dwight at the 5, Embiid at the 4, Tobias at the 3, Danny Green at the 2, and Simmons at the 1. That, I think, will destroy that team.
I don't think they will.
I would bet you that they'll do it in at least 10 games. That lineup will be on the floor in at least 10 games.
No, because I think the way that they had it in the preseason was Seth Curry.
Preseason doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but I don't think they start Dwight Howard. Because I think everybody knows that Dwight Howard is a bench piece now.
I mean, not necessarily.
Including Dwight Howard.
Yeah, but at the same time, all it takes is an injury.
COVID.
Exactly.
Already had it.
Go ahead, Kyle.
Then we have the Detroit Pistons. A.K.A.
Blip.
the team with Sadiq Bey, really. It was a sign and trade.
What?
So Sadiq Bey got traded on draft night to the Pistons.
I thought there was somebody else who was like another Sadiq Bey, like Adrian Peterson.
At the real Sadiq Bey?
He beat me to it. The first time I've ever said that in my life.
Or Brandon Marshall.
So this team is going to be bad.
Yeah.
So they have Derrick Rose. They signed Jeremy Grant. They signed Mason Plumlee. All they are stopgaps. Grant literally took more money to have a bigger role. But, he's not that type of player. Jeremy Grant.
I could have swore you said Grant Hill.
He also played there.
Grant McGraw, textbooks, anyone?
But they drafted Killian Hayes.
It's McGraw Hill.
Ah, you're right. Shot?
Nog?
Nog me, baby.
They drafted Killian Hayes, Isaiah Stewart, and Sadiq Bey all in the first round. All have tremendous amount of upside, but it's going to take time to develop. They drafted Killian Hayes, who's a foreign player, but they drafted Isaiah Stewart, who's just a big-bodied big man. They suck. And they drafted Sadiq Bey, who people have said is either going to be the biggest sleeper in the draft or the biggest bust in the draft. But
Both sound right for the Pistons.
in the middle of all that, you still got Blake Griffin. You got a big-ass contract that you're not going to really be able to get rid of.
They only got a year left on it, though, right? 2 years. 2 years left on it.
Yeah. So it's going to be a big... Hopefully they can get rid of it. But that team is just... It's a weird team. And their ceiling is 20 wins, and their floor, which is the realistic point, is last in the East.
All right. Washington Wizards. The obvious addition of Russell Westbrook. That brings in my opinion, I think that this trade that they did with the Rockets, which was essentially Westbrook for Wall, really helped out both teams, because I think that what the Wizards need is they need a more physical playmaking version of John Wall,
who stays on the field court.
But I'm saying is like Russell Westbrook is a more physical playmaking version of John Wall. John Wall is he's a fast-paced cutting point guard who has a shot. He has a decent shot. But I think the Houston Rockets needed somebody to play a little bit more backseat to Harden. And I think the Wizards needed someone to kind of take over. Because I think that Bradley Beal has the ability to take over, but not the personality to be a team leader. He can take over a game, but not a locker room. That make sense? Cool. And they also added Robin Lopez, which I think is actually humongous for that team.
Why?
Because it adds billions of light years worth of better rebounding to that team.
Okay.
I think that they have an elite backcourt in Westbrook and Bradley Beal with very good shooting, even with Westbrook having woes the past couple seasons. And they're able to win in shootout games, which can be very important in the NBA because you have bad defensive games. The rebounding is kind of low right now. I still put that as a weakness because we haven't seen Robin Lopez in full gear at that team yet. But once he kind of chimes in, I think rebounding will definitely help, especially off the bench. Their interior defense, again, Robin Lopez can play very good interior defense. He'll stay nitty and gritty with all the top 5s and 4s in the NBA. And the one thing that I think they might struggle with a little bit is leadership chemistry. I think that Bradley Beal will be all the happier to move over and let Russell Westbrook be the face and spokesman of the team. But I don't know if the rest of the team is going to be able to look to Russell Westbrook when Bradley Beal made them a somewhat relevant name in the NBA because of how great he was playing. Because even though the Washington Wizards haven't been good, people are like, oh man, did you see Bradley Beal on the Wizards? They got screen time because of Beal. Mm-hmm. So I think the locker room might look to Beal as a leader, whereas the media is going to look to Westbrook. I think that they have a 5th seed ceiling with that mean 1-2 punch in the backcourt, but I could see them spiraling and not making the playoffs at all. But I do think that I think they finish right in the middle of that at a 7th seed and find their way into a playoff spot. Ken?
I have the New York Knicks, and to take the words of Kyle...
Your former favorite team.
I like them.
Yeah, but you're a Rockets fan now.
I like them both. I root for
He's
the
a
Knicks.
big Rockets guy. We all know it.
Listen, Houston's cool. In the words of the great Kyle Souls...
You want to keep Fat Harden.
Yeah.
Keep throwing
listen,
those short passes.
he's living his best life. This team is going to be bad. In a 72-game season, I predict them going 23-49 with a ceiling of 30 wins and a floor of 18. Knicks are in for another long season. There's a lot of youth on the team mixed with some veterans, Julius Randle, Alec Burke, Austin Rivers, Nerlens Noel, who, in the grand scheme of things, are cheap veterans that, they know where they're at in their career, and they can provide some good, locker room, leadership on the team's young core. Tom Thibodeau will be making his debut for the Knicks. which he's no slouch of head coach. The Knicks like to hire some slouches, so I think there's a lot of positive momentum with the Thibodeau signing. But he's got a kind of a mixed bag to be dealing with. So the team's obviously going to be dealing with a lot of trials and tribulations, implementing a new system into this year. So I think it's going to be a struggle. They drafted Obi Toppin. I don't know why I said that. And I really don't know much about him, so I don't know what his impact will be. I'm sure he'll have playing time. He'll be messing around with a lot of different stuff. But my surprising player to watch will be a guy who was kind of a lot of hype, I want to say 2 or 3 years back, in Kevin Knox. I think that the hype has settled, and we know what he's going to be. He knows what he's going to be, and I think that he'll be able to play efficiently, and it'll be impactful.
It's hard to be a rookie in New York.
It's hard to be a Knicks fan.
No, but it's hard to be a rookie in New York. The pressure's immediately on you in any sport. I think that the Knicks' best thing that they've done in the past 20 years is sign Tom Thibodeau. And you know what the worst part about it is? It's going to cost him his coaching career.
I saw a lot of stuff that is.
Well, this is my prediction. I think that Tom Thibodeau is going to get the mean root and grit of that team that's going to be there for the next 7-8 years. Those lifers, as they will be in the NBA, because everybody jumps ship these days. Why is Mike Singletary on anything except the worst coaches of Hall of Fame ballot? But my thing with Thibodeau's, I think Thibodeau brings fundamental defensive-minded basketball. Well, I don't think that. I know that. He brings fundamental defensive-minded basketball to the court. And unlike what he had in Minnesota, which was a star and Cat, a exciting star-style player in Levine, and what was supposed to be a star in Wiggins, you can't really run fundamental basketball that way. He was perfect for the Bulls when he came in because they needed fundamental basketball. The Knicks need fundamental basketball. They need to all learn how to play defense again. They all need to learn how to play fundamental basketball again. And Thibodeau can do that, but what's going to happen is he's not going to be able to produce a playoff stint in his tenure. He's going to get fired, and the next coach is going to walk into a team that knows what they're doing, and it's only going to take a couple pieces. New York will always be an enticing place to go in free agency. And all it takes is them going from where they've been to maybe consecutive ninth place finishes for a star in 5 years to be like, I could make them a 6th seed, a 5th seed. I could do that. My talent alone will jump them 4 seeds. It's a shame because I think what he's going to do for that team, I think he's going to be the Mark Jackson of that team. What he's going to do to that team is going to be credited to somebody else. Because Kyle and I will always be in the same boat that Steve Kerr is a good head coach and what he's done is no joke. But all his success comes off of the heels of what Mark Jackson did for the Warriors.
Built that team.
He built, with the exception of Durant, that's his team.
Hey, so Tyler Boyd's out for the game.
Sweet. I hope Juju keeps dropping passes. But I hope Deontay starts catching more passes.
Hope the Steelers.
Go ahead, Kyle. Come on.
All right, so we got the Indiana Pacers who brought back the starting 5. Here's the thing. The Pacers starting 5 is going to get the job done. They're not a fancy team. They're a nitty-gritty defensive-minded unit with average playmaking, but they can all shoot the ball. The weakest player on defense is Sabonis, but he's an all-star because, he can score and he can rebound. Their depth is horrendous. Okay. The one bench scorer that they had was Jeremy Lamb. Jeremy Lamb is out because he tore his ACL. He's gone. So now they have to try and play the matchup game with Cassius Stanley, the rookie out of Duke, Edmund Summer, guys like that. They don't have a depth roster. With a lot of the East teams getting better and getting more focused on their roster, the Pacers kind of took a step back, which I still think they're a lock in the playoffs, in my opinion. But they're pretty much looking at the success of Victor Oladipo a couple years ago, if he can get back to normal. So I think their floor is a 7 seed, and I think the projection's a 5 seed. I do think they finish as a 7 seed. I believe so.
All right. The Charlotte Hornets acquired Gordon Hayward in free agency and drafted rookie sensation Lamello Ball for added shooting and pace. And more importantly than both of that, they no longer are financially responsible for Nicholas Batum, which has been destroying that team for fucking years. Right, Kyle? Can I get a high five and an amen to that?
I always wanted Nick Batum to be good there, though.
Yeah, but he wasn't. They're a very good playmaking team before these additions. They're only going to get better from there. They have good team defense and offensive rebounding. Gordon Hayward is a guy that loves to attack the rim, and I don't think he's going to shy away from that in any capacity. And Lamello Ball is an oversized point guard that is definitely going to get his own in the rebound category, which anytime your point guard can get rebounds, it's only going to help your team. But they do not have a team alpha. Gordon Hayward is not an alpha. Lamello Ball is too young to be an alpha, and it will destroy him if he tries to be one. They are missing that kind of voice in the locker room. Gordon Hayward is going to be a good wise man, but not to be confused with Wiseman. But he's going to be a good Wiseman, which is my NBA pun. They also have a very crowded backcourt in terms of point guard and shooting guard. Gordon Hayward is going to have to revert to his Utah Jazz day of playing the small forward. Without a doubt, there will be no room at the shooting guard position for him because they are absolutely stacked at the point and shooting guard position in terms of like players. Am I wrong, Kyle? That's right. Suck my dick. And they're also missing consistent scoring, which I think can definitely be a race with Gordon Hayward and Lamello Ball if he plays well. However, I do think that regardless of those additions, their ceiling and floor both regard them missing the playoffs, and I think they finish in the 11th spot.
But they 6 for 15 for 7 yards.
I don't, and we'll get to it when we do some award stuff. I don't think Lamello Ball pans out this year. I think he'll be a good NBA player. I think he'll be the better of the Ball brothers. But I think it gets to him this year. Kendall, go ahead.
Okay, rounding out the Atlantic, the Toronto Raptors. In a 72-game season, I have them going 41-31. The Raptors are a funny team. As of late, the past couple seasons, they're a team that kind of always seems to exceed expectations and quietly be very good. Retaining Van Vliet, Lowry, Siakam. They have a very good rotation moving into hopefully a full season. They did a good job in the offseason replacing Serge Ibaka and Marc Gasol with Aaron Baines and Alex Len. They ended up drafting Malachi Flynn and DeAndre Bembry. Will be good additions to add some depth. I think in general the Raptors are a good team, and they will kind of, I think every team in the Atlantic will kind of be a fringe first place at some point or another. But just in general, the way the Nets are anticipated to be, the way the Celtics are shaping it to be, the way the 76ers I think will end up looking, the Raptors will be kind of lost in the shuffle. I think it's just too much talent, just too much upside for these other teams that I think they'll just kind of be lost in the mix.
All right.
The Milwaukee Bucks.
What team was that?
The Raptors.
I'm just fucking.
The Milwaukee Bucks, the biggest thing that they re-signed Giannis to a supermax. They traded for
Supermax.
They traded for Drew Holiday.
Wait. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Just a quick question. How are this... Oh, never mind. Dumb question.
How are the Steelers getting shut out?
No. I figured it out. I confused myself.
Because they can't win a fucking football game.
No, it's not about that. That wasn't the point I was making, Kyle. All right?
They traded for Drew Holiday. The problem with that trade is that, yes, Drew Holiday's a better NBA player than Eric Bledsoe and George Hill, but they lost a lot of depth. Their starting five might look good, but their bench looks terrible. They lack physical bigs. Right. Brook Lopez is a scorer. He's not the greatest of defenders in the league.
Not anymore. He wasn't. He was pretty decent in Brooklyn.
I mean, they do have good three-point shooting around Milwaukee with Bryn Forbes and Dante DiVincenzo. But they took a big hit in the lack of defense and talent. I can see them at high at the 1 seed. I can see them as low as the 5. My projection is I do think they finish one in the East, but I think they do what they usually do. They fall into the playoffs.
All right, and rounding out the East in total is the Atlanta Hawks. They made some more smaller moves in terms of playmaking and backcourt defense depth with, I believe they added Rondo and Chris Dunn, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And then they also got Bogdanovich. Kyle? Right? Bogdanovich? Yeah. So their strengths would be that as of now, they've added, we'll see how it pans out, but they've added a much needed defensive backcourt. Trae Young has definitely never been known. He's a great playmaker. He's a great shooter, but he's never been known for his defense. They added that. Chris Dunn and Rajon Rondo, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of them together on the court to really shut down some issues. They also increased their playmaking depth behind Trae Young because when Trae Young came out of a game, that team really struggles to score points. And now with Rajon Rondo, who has the ability to find open guys, Chris Dunn, who can shoot the three okay, they brought in some guys that can do some things when he's not in the game. They're a very young team, but they're exciting. They have good three-point shooting, and they're very good at forcing turnovers before adding Rondo and Chris Dunn. They're going to be even better at that now. I would be very surprised if any team can beat them in terms of forcing turnovers. However, turnovers also hurts them because they do turn the ball over a lot, and a lot of that has to do with Trae Young. I think adding the depth of Dunn and Rondo helps them immensely in that category. Their team chemistry might be a little off because even though Rondo and Dunn will both be bench guys, I think that they're going to play a big part in that team. And Bogdanovich, a new piece in, is going to look to be a main part of that team right out of the gate. They're a relatively slow team, and they don't really do that well in help defense. I think they could go as high as the 4 seed if everything falls right for them, but realistically, they're looking at an 8 seed. You guys want to do projections for the East now, or do you want to just do the whole playoff thing at the end?
At the end.
Okay. All right, so let's move on to the West. So, Kendall, you had the Pacific Division.
Yes.
Kyle, you had yourself the Northwestern Division, and I had the Southwestern Division. The Southern Division. All right, so we'll go snake in order this one. So I'll start off with the Houston Rockets. So as mentioned earlier, the trade for Russell Westbrook for John Wall, and the Rockets also added DeMarcus Cousins. They're an elite, very fast-paced scoring team with unlimited perimeter scoring, and they're very good at forcing turnovers. But their coaching is a question mark. Their playmaking will be somewhat of a question mark because John Wall's not known to be a big playmaker. He's more of a go out and get it himself kind of guy. DeMarcus Cousins helps the cause, but they're an undersized team. And again, DeMarcus Cousins helps the cause, but they're not a good rebounding team. And in order for those two things to become strengths, DeMarcus Cousins kind of has to return to form. Their ceiling is first place, and that's with Cousins and Wall kind of returning to form. We haven't seen Cousins play Sacramento basketball in some time, and injuries have played a big part in that. We haven't seen John Wall play in some time. But if they can return to form, they can be the 1 seed in that conference, I think, no doubt. They could fall all the way to the 6, though, because if the John Wall and DeMarcus Cousins experiments don't work, then you're just a Russell Westbrook-less Rockets team from last year.
And maybe without James Harden.
He's playing.
No, they might trade him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm basing this off of if everyone stays put, the way the season's going to go. I do think that if things go, I think their projection is 3rd. I do think that DeMarcus Cousins figures some stuff out and plays a little bit more to form. I think John Wall is slow to start, but I think that at the end of the day, John Wall has got raw speed and you can't teach that. SAWFT, soft.
The Denver Nuggets, they lost Jeremy Grant, Mason Plumlee, and Torrey Craig. But what this does is give an expanded role to Michael Porter Jr., who I think can take the league by storm. He was a projected number 1 pick before the injury in Missouri that made him fall all the way to 14 in Denver. He showed flashes of great, but now he has the full opportunity to show what he had for Denver this year. But if he fails, you're just relying on the offense of Jokic and Murray, which is a very scary thing because Jokic, yes, is one of the best centers in the league, but he's not the greatest of scorers. He's an all-around center. He's a good rebounder, decent scoring, and a very good passer. They got younger at the bench position, which gives, like I said, Michael Porter Jr. and Bol the option. Denver, I think, took a little bit of a step back, but I don't think it bothers them because I think they're just looking for the next piece to fall on their domino. I think... Shut up, Rebecca. Don't give me that look. Undertaker sucks. Ceiling is the... I'm doing it to her. The ceiling is the 5 seed, in my opinion. I think they could fall to 7, but I do think they're a lock of the playoffs.
Done?
Golden State. I predict them going 40-32 in a 72-game season. Warriors just to return some upgrades. The healthy return of Steph Curry and Draymond Green. They added Kelly Oubre to the roster and drafted James Wiseman to start at center. Unfortunately, losing Klay Thompson again, season-ending injury, will in fact be impactful. I mean, listen, it's Steph's team, but there's a lot that Klay brings to the table, and he will be missed for sure. There is enough talent, I believe, to get the team into the playoff mix, a low seed for sure. A lot of eyes, I think, will be on Andrew Wiggins to see if they can get him the best out of him every night. I guess that he's got some issues with concentration, which I did not know was an issue for him, but I guess getting him on the right page will kind of be impactful for them getting Golden State where they want to be again. I think James Wiseman will play a big impact for where Golden State needs to kind of get back into their winning ways.
Golden State did the right thing after Klay got hurt. They found pieces for Steph. Where last year they kind of just rode, all right, Steph, kind of do your thing and see if we can get wins. This year they're like, all right, we added a big man. They added Kelly Oubre, who's been a very serviceable small forward, power forward in the league. And they have, Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins could be a wild card for that team. If he can return to like 2015, I want to say the year that he played really well, then that team's fine. But it's going to be hard without Klay. If Klay was there, I think they take the West.
Dallas. They continue to fine-tune their team. Minor pieces here and there. They're really rocking with what they got. They're an elite cohesive offense with really good shooting, really good playmaking, and excellent ball security. But they have a lackluster transition game. They're not so great at forcing turnovers, and consistent defense has kind of been of an issue for them. Luka Doncic, what else can you say? I think a lot of people think and would agree with that. In order for Dallas to kind of take that next step, we kind of need to see a little bit more of early Nick Porzingis. A little bit more. The confidence in shooting has never left, but we need to see a little bit more of that speed and hustle up and down the court. I know that kind of is not that easy with the injuries, plus he's just a massive human being. I think they could go all the way up to a 4th seed, especially if Doncic kind of takes that next step, which he's running out of steps to take so young in his career, but there are some more. But I could see them finishing as low as 8th due to injuries. Porzingis missing serious time. He's no stranger to injuries. Other key components of that team. My projection is that they finish 6th, though. I think they need one more piece. It doesn't necessarily need to be somebody that makes a big 3, and I'm not entirely sure what that piece is yet. I think I'll know after the first 15 or 20 games of the season. But I think they need one more just cohesive unit piece to make that team to go to the next level.
We have Minnesota, who, in my opinion, is going to be one of the funnest teams to watch this year.
Most fun.
Whatever. They drafted Anthony Edwards. You get a full year of D'Angelo Russell and Karl Anthony Towns. Yes, the defense for Minnesota is not going to be there, but they can definitely score the basketball with the best of them. like the Wolves re-signed Malik Beasley. They have a question mark in the roster of like what they're gonna do and like what they also brought back Ricky Rubio. So it's a matter of what roster, like what units are going to be together and how they're going to cohese together. I think if Minnesota could finally, if they can mesh well with one another, you have very good young defense in Jared Culver and there's somebody else there. Whatever, but you can have like a good rotation with Culver, Beasley, Rubio, Russell, Towns. They're a difficult team to pinpoint. I think they can be a playoff team. I think they could, like I said, I think they could score with everybody. But if they can't stop anybody, they could be as low as a 10 seed. I do have them projected out of the playoffs. But if I see a little life in them in the beginning of the season, my mind will switch into a playoff seed.
All right. I have the Lakers, our reigning NBA champs. I am going 40-24 in a full season. I'm winning 55 games. Basically, listen, here's the deal. It's LeBron and Davis, and that's the show. Last year they won with kind of a subpar cast. This year I think they added players that kind of will be equal, and I think you can argue are better than last year's squad, signing Dennis Schroeder, Montrezl Harrell, Marc Gasol, Wes Matthews. Basically, if LeBron is on, the team is always a potential, to go to the playoffs. There's always a potential to be in the finals. It's been seen as long as he's played in the league. I think they're a favorite to repeat. I think their signings are very effective. I like I just said, I think they did the same. They have better players than last year who will do the same thing as players last year, if that makes any sense at all. So that's my Lakers anticipation.
The Lakers basically built their roster to when LeBron and AD sit.
When you guys can't play the game, these guys will go and hold on.
That's my opinion. I think they're preparing for them to have a big. They sit a lot early this year because of the shortened off season.
Right.
All right, the Memphis Grizzlies kind of really didn't do much to help. What?
No.
Were you supposed to go? No,
I was saying they didn't do anything.
No, they didn't really do much to help this whole rebuild thing they're doing. I mean, I know that they are really excited about what they got in John Morant, but they still need a lot of work. They're a well-rounded team, but they're not impressive or concerning at any aspect. There's nothing about them that's like, wow, they really suck at this, but there's also nothing about them that's like, wow, they're really great at this, which is poised for a 10-seed finish. They didn't get any better, and they have one emerging star amidst a sea of role players. Right? Am I wrong?
There's a couple guys I'm excited for.
Who are we talking
But
about?
they're role players.
Suns?
Well, Jaren Jackson is more of a role player. It's not really a role player. I think he could be a star.
He could, but okay. So if he could be a star, what is he now?
Oh, he's hurt.
If he's not a star now, Kyle, he's a role player.
He's good when he plays, though.
Huh?
He's good when he plays, though.
Who?
Jaren Jackson.
No, he is good, but he's still a role player at this point in time.
Yeah.
He can be a star, yeah, but he's a role player right now.
Yeah.
I think that their ceiling is a squeak at the playoffs at 8th seed, but their floor could be as slow as a 12th seed in a very always tough Western Conference, which I think they land right in the middle at a 10 seed. They missed the playoffs. I think last year it worked out really well for them. Kind of Portland played terrible all year. There was a lot of hodgepodge. Oklahoma surprising so many people, which will not happen this year. There was a lot of things that worked out kind of well for the Grizzlies to be that 9th seed invited to the bubble. I don't think they even really. I don't think they're sniffing the playoffs the last couple of weeks of the regular season. Close.
Yeah. Speaking of the Thunder,
Talk about a trash squad.
I'm also projecting them to be last. They traded their whole squad, and the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is their best player. We all knew that going into when they traded everybody. All right, sorry. Yeah, they trade the people that they traded for got traded. They traded Kelly Oubre. Yes, they got a plethora of picks.
Well, the thing is they were a team that did a lot of movement last year to kind of start this rebuild with picks. Then they played too well for it.
Yeah.
And then they were like, fuck. All right, pause. Let's draft somebody with this pick. And then instead of moving up in the draft, let's trade all these guys while they're high. Chris Paul, Steven Adams, etc. Let's get rid of them while they're high and acquire more draft picks, and then we'll really get a good ramp up on the thing this year.
So, we said, they traded Danny Green and they traded Terrence Ferguson.
Yep. Steven Adams, Chris Paul.
Adams, Chris Paul.
They traded 4 of their starting 5 last year. Shea's the only one that's still there.
They let go of Danilo Gallinari.
Yeah.
They brought in Al Horford. Okay. It's going to be hard to trade for that contract. It's going to be hard to trade that.
Gallinari's a Hawk too now.
He is. It's going to be hard to get off that book, but the Thunder aren't paying a single dime to anybody else. There is no ceiling. The biggest thing that they can have happen is that Shai Gilgeous plays out of their mind, which he will because he's the only scoring option. They're going to finish in last place. It's a lot like the Pistons. They're going to suck. They drafted 2 guys that are foreign players. Foreign players usually take a couple more years to develop because the center that they drafted is very, very skinny. No muscle mass.
They're either studs right out of the gate or it takes 3 years.
This guy is going to suck in the pros, in my opinion. I don't know how to pronounce his name, so I'm not even going to try. But, yeah.
Read?
I heard.
Okay, the other team that plays in Los Angeles, the Clippers,
Are going to suck.
46-26 regular season, 52 wins I project. Clippers last year fell.
Well, hold on. You just said 46
And 26.
with 52 wins you project?
In a regular season. Because I projected everything for a 72-game season.
So you're just making adjustments up on the fly?
I'm trying to.
Did you just start doing this? Or did I miss it?
I've been here and there. I've been mentioning if I make
Is
it.
Mock asleep?
Yes.
No, Mock's here.
Hi, Mark.
Just listening. You guys
Better-
are doing great.
Better be working on those
tuned in.
playoff projections there.
Oh.
Go ahead, Kendall.
Clippers fell victim to stoppage of play and the Bubble Nuggets.
The bubble nuggets?
Yes, the Bubble Nuggets.
Not to be confused with the Blubber Nuggets.
Yes, it's
From Dim Dimmadome,
Yeah.
owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome.
totally different squad.
I was friends with that guy once.
Oh.
I think it's Doug Dimmadome. Is
Oh, no,
it
the
Dim
Dimsdale
Dimmadome?
Dimmadome.
Yeah, it's all the same.
His brother Doug.
I'm driving with my feet.
Team, I think, is supposed to be very good defensively. So they ended up losing Montrezl Harrell, but they ended up picking up Serge Ibaka.
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
And signing Luke Kennard to replace Landry Shamet, who they traded. So the Clippers are a team who last year anyway were projected to kind of be the favorite. I think there will be a step back taken, but I think defensively, with Leonard, George, Beverly, great, shot blockers. I think the team is posed to be kind of more like an opposite of what the NBA is, where defense kind of wins championships. So I think they will make a big push this year.
All right. The San Antonio Spurs. They made a couple depth moves for the front court. That's about it. They got good ball security. They have consistent scoring and a chess master coach and Popovich with some pretty good interior defense, but that interior defense isn't the best at rebounding. They very much so lack perimeter shooting, second chance points, and points off turnovers, but they do have the best and one finisher in basketball.
Yeah, they do.
That's true. I think they could finish in the 7th seed because they do still have the firepower of DeRozan with the coaching of Popovich.
They also have the best city jerseys.
That's true. But, I mean, floor-wise, I think they could fall all the way to the 12th. Their best players are aging. I mean, I haven't seen what, LaMarcus Aldridge really just he hasn't been the same guy ever since he became a Spur. And he's only getting older. He's losing his speed.
I would like to see a trade back to Portland.
Yeah. I project them finishing around the 11th spot. They just... As good as Popovich is, as good as DeRozan can be, there's just not enough there. And I think we're just kind of... I think we got another couple of years of Pop there, kind of waiting out the DeRozan contract, and then we're gonna see Timmy do his fucking thing. That's what I'm really excited about. I love Pop. Don't get me wrong. I love him so much. But, man, would it be great to see Timmy become the head coach. And as much as I would hate to see Popovich go anywhere else, it would be fun to watch them coach against each other.
You think Popovich goes to the Sixers?
No.
No, because Doc Rivers, in my opinion, is there for a long time.
Yeah.
He also hates cheesesteaks.
He's going to produce 14 consecutive
Did
fifth place
you say
finishes.
cheesecakes?
Steaks.
Yep, Philadelphia cheesecakes.
The Philadelphia Cheesecake Factory.
That's my favorite part about going to Phillies games. I get a cheesecake with peppers and onions. Oh, my.
I cannot wait for the baseball to be open back up to fans, because I cannot wait to go to the Philadelphia Goose Island Brewery. Oh, did I mention on the show last week what my birthday present was, or my Christmas present was from my aunt?
No.
Bruh.
Bruh.
She got me a 2019 Bourbon County Reserve Rye Stout.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's
Bourbon
$80 a bottle.
My goodness.
Bourbon County Reserve Rye Stout. It's aged in Rittenhouse rye barrels.
Red mouth, not mouse.
I was going to bring it to the show, but I don't know.
You should keep that in a safe.
I think I'm going to enjoy it on Christmas.
There you go.
I might age it for 4 more years. I haven't decided yet.
Well, is it aging? Does it count if you're aging it in a bottle now, as opposed to the barrel?
Yeah, beer is different than whiskey.
Okay.
You can continue to age whiskey, but you have to have oxygen exposure. There's yeast in beer.
Well, so you said it's aged in rye barrels, right?
Yeah, so it's aged for years in rye barrels, but then it continues to age in the bottle due to yeast.
Gotcha. Okay.
And each one is different than the other. Like some is 5 years would be the max that it'll ever, like alcohol. What am I trying to say? The ABV will be X amount.
Yeah, I'm thinking about one show next year. I'm thinking about busting out that 3-pack.
Of what?
It's the 17, the 18, and the 19 Bourbon County.
Do you want it all together?
Yeah, it's all together. So I'm thinking sometime next year, because it's already been a year on the 19, which means we're 3 on the 17, which is pretty good. I'm thinking about bringing it out and then having you, me, and Massey demolish them on the show, because Kyle and Mock won't like them.
Mass, you in?
I'm in. Cheers, gents.
Who just went?
Kyle.
All right, so you're up, Ken.
Okay.
Dal.
The
Hey,
Phoenix
can we
Suns.
start calling you Ken Dale?
I got no problem with that.
All right, just so you know, that's going to really very quickly turn into me calling you Dale.
I like Dale.
All right.
King of the Hill. It's good stuff.
Pocket sand.
Pocket sand, yes.
Paul watched Balls of Fury last night.
I did not. Kyle turned it on, and I left after the Asian chick scene.
I mean, it's a whatever movie.
And then he put a
Never
stupid
seen-
thing in my head.
No,
Then I continued my reign of very committed Elf on the Shelf ideas. I took one of those Instax Fujifilm cameras,
oh, nice.
and I put a thing of film in it, and I took pictures of the elves around the house, but because there's 2 of them, so I was
Did
like,
you ever put it at the foot of her bed just to really creep her out in the morning?
nah, because she sleeps in my bed all the time,
All right.
Yeah, I bet never used.
because I suck at saying no. But I took one of the elf tucked into bed, one into a toy, one sitting on a toilet. I took a picture of one of them teabagging Kyle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so now there is a Polaroid that exists of an elf teabagging Kyle.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
There's a picture of one of them riding the dog. Yeah.
Which dog?
Jackson.
Oh.
It's a perfect dog for it.
Now Melvin was coiled up next to you. I didn't want to bother him.
Was he?
Yeah. The minute I opened the door to take a picture of the elf teabagging you, Jackson ran.
Fuck.
So I took the dog. I taped the legs to I put a piece of tape around the legs under his neck, so it was sitting upright on the dog, and then I just coaxed Jackson with a treat and took a picture.
Dude, that dog loved me when everybody else is not around.
Who?
Jackson.
Jackson loves you all the time.
Anyways, what do we have?
Go ahead, Ken.
The Phoenix Suns. I predict them in a 72-game season going 42-30.
The most exciting team this season.
Yes, a team that I think has a lot of potential to be a lot of fun. Devin Booker is the guy for sure. Adding Hall of Famer Chris Paul into the mix creates an intriguing duo right there. Another interesting player is DeAndre Ayton, who is poised, I guess would be the right word, poised to kind of be more in the mix this season. Phoenix in the offseason added Jay Crowder and, Etuan Moore. Can I say that right?
He's a lawnmower?
Nope, he did not eat a lawnmower.
He sucks.
Anyway, I think for the Suns, this is their time. I think right now, this is their window to really make some sort of splash in the West. Meaning that right now, Golden State is kind of down, not out, but they're down. And there's kind of a chance that, the Clippers will not be as good as anticipated. I think if the Suns are to really make a push, this is their window, as I think this team will be together for maybe 2 seasons.
Let me tell you something. As a Suns fan, the Chris Paul trade was the worst thing that happened to him. And that's because, you're right, and I think it's only a 2-year window. But hear me out. If they don't succeed in 2 years, Devin Booker's out. Then they got to restart. And they're not known for drafting very well.
Who's quarterbacking the Bengals right now?
Ryan Finley. So that means
but what defines succeed?
at least making the playoffs in the next 2 years.
We're gonna make the playoffs this year.
Okay, if they can make the playoffs next year, I think Devin Booker could be enticed to stay. If they somehow in the next 2 years, like say Chris Paul gets hurt.
See, I don't think Chris Paul's the sleeper now. It's what steps is DeAndre Ayton going to take?
No, I agree with you, but it just in my opinion, like
I know what you mean. I know what you're saying. All right.
Devin Booker wants to go to Minnesota, so
and rounding out the Southwest, the New Orleans Pelicans.
You don't have one more team?
Pels.
Did I skip a team?
Because I got 2 more left.
I have 1 left.
Did we skip you?
You might have.
Oh, what do you look?
2.
Did you mention the Las Vegas Gamblers?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Let me just go real quick.
Yeah, just go real quick.
All right, so we got the Portland Trail Blazers. They made the move for Robert Covington. Love the trade. They have Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum. They got rid of Hassan Whiteside, but Jusuf Nurkic is back full.
Where did he go?
Whiteside? He's back with Sacramento.
Back?
That's where he started his career.
You have a back.
Yeah, he wasn't good for him, but yeah. Kendall, where did he go to college? That's right, Marshall. Good job.
I had the same division.
But Robert Covington gives them a defensive promise. The reason why this is so big because the Blazers are known for giving up a lot of points. They win games by scoring a lot of points. If they can maybe cut 20 points in half, if they can cut 20 points out of the points they give up, they're a really big contender.
We are a contender now.
They have Rodney Hood. They brought him back. They got back Carmelo Anthony. They traded for Enes Kanter because him and Nurkic worked really well a few years ago. Remember that? The Blazers are always a fun team to watch. And most of that is because of Damian Lillard, who said he's going to take half-court shots whenever he feels like it.
As you should.
Fuck it.
But now they have big men. Kanter, when he was with Portland, played out of his mind. That was the best years of his career. And now he's back. They have Melo, who kind of had a resurgence with him. Their floor is a 7 seed, but I project them to be a 4 seed. I think they're the biggest underdog in the West. And I think they can go head-to-head with the LA Lakers and the Clippers.
All right, rounding out the Southwest there, the New Orleans Pelicans.
Pels.
PELS, baby.
They acquired Steven Adams via trade and signed Eric Bledsoe?
They traded for him.
They traded for him? Okay, I couldn't remember. They're a fast-paced team, arguably the best-paced team in the NFL.
He was part of the Drew Holiday trade.
Yeah, arguably the best-paced team in the NBA before these acquisitions. And Steven Adams.
Man, I was hoping you were going to say NFL again.
They're a very good playmaking team. Lonzo Ball has never become the scorer that everyone hoped he would be, but he's becoming the playmaker everyone hoped he would be, and Zion is definitely helping that. They have good shooting. They've got great chemistry as that youth team that's kind of building from the ground up. They're a great rebounding team, and they've got good bench scoring.
They're a better rebounding team than they were last year.
Yeah.
You're a better rebounding team than you were last.
Don't lie to me, Mass. I'm not a good rebounder.
And they've got good bench scoring.
He's right.
Weakness-wise, they do have some ball security issues. They do cause a lot of turnovers, which you're going to get when you have a pass-first point guard in Lonzo Ball. You're going to have a high turnover. They're also not a great free-throw shooting team, which, to a lot of non-basketball fans might not seem like a big deal. But, if you're missing 7 or 8 free throws a game, that's going to catch up to you, like, a lot. And they're also kind of lackluster perimeter defense-wise. Bledsoe doesn't really help that cause a whole lot. A little bit, I think.
What would you say?
They're not a good perimeter defensive team.
Oh no, he's actually considered one of the best guards defensively.
See, I think so too. I think he is too, but for whatever reason, I just don't think it's going to help.
Well, I think Lonzo's a very good defender, and I think Bledsoe's a good defender, but they can't play in the same shift. I think that'll fuck them up.
Right, but they're going to be starting together.
Are they?
I think so. I mean, who's their starting lineup going to be? I mean, it would be what? Lonzo, Gordon, Ingram, Williams, Adams, with Josh Hart and Redick off the bench.
Here's the thing. I want to hate the Pelicans so bad because of Mock.
See, I knew that was a reason.
But I like them.
I think the best thing for the team, and I agree with Kyle, is I think they need to start JJ and bring Eric Bledsoe off the bench.
Yeah, and I think
Eric Bledsoe will be the hands-down best sixth man in the NBA.
And the only thing that scares me is I don't know if Zion and Adams could play together.
Oh, I think they can play together very well. Yeah. Because Zion has the ability and the athleticism to step out and play with those stretch fours, where Adams does not. Adams' biggest weakness has always been his ability to go out and play the stretch five. You know what I mean? I think ceiling-wise, they could finish as high as a 6th seed, floor being the 10th. I think they're going to be in that playoff mix all season long, but I do think they finish just shy at the 9 seed. All right, Kyle, last team?
Utah Jazz.
The what?
The Utah Jazz.
Thank you.
So all the Jazz really did was give was sign their own guys. I think it was either yesterday or the day before they signed Gobert to not a max extension, but they gave him $200 million. And
thanks for giving us all COVID. Here's some money.
Fuck you, Rudy.
But here's the thing: the Jazz on paper do not look great. They never do. I think they are kind of banking on Mike Conley to return to Memphis Grizzlies. Mike Conley, but the Jazz always seem to find a way to maximize their roster, and that's a big due to Quinn Snyder, who I think is one of the most underrated coaches in this league. The Jazz always seem to find a coach that is just perfect for what they do.
Yeah.
I think the Utah Jazz will finish they're going to finish either 5 or 6 because the roster is not great. But, they're always going to be in the playoff race. But the Utah Jazz are always in the mix because they're great coaching. That's all I got to say.
Kendall?
All right, rounding out the list, Sacramento Kings. Let me just say this preemptively by saying that they are going to be the bottom team in the West. No, not necessarily, but they will
What
be
team?
Sacramento Kings.
Oh,
they will not necessarily be the bottom team, but they will be close to the bottom. It just the West has too many teams that are too good for them really to make any sort of splash. But I will say that the Kings will be the most exciting team in the league to lose 40+ games. De'Aaron Fox and Buddy Hield will be still impactful players. They drafted Tyrese Halliburton, who I think will have some sort of splash. An interesting signing, and I think will be moderately impactful is Hassan Whiteside. And him along with guys like Harrison Barnes, Rashawn Holmes, Corey Joseph, all respectable players for what they bring to the table, but it's nothing special. They're just solid players. Kings are a team that unfortunately has really not shown any promise in any direction thus far, and they're kind of just in the mix.
All right, for everything you just said, you're wrong.
They're going to contend for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He was reading for 2019.
So the Sacramento Kings won. They got better defensively with Hassan Whiteside, and Hassan Holmes is already a good defender. Tyrese Halliburton makes their backcourt more depth, and Buddy Hield I think just gets better because of how much he hates Luke Walton. To be honest with you, I think he tried to get out of there, and I think the only way he can get out of there is by playing well.
So where do you think they?
I think they make the playoffs.
At what?
7.
At 7? Okay.
I think they finish on like 11. 10. No, not 11. I'm sorry. 10 or 9. I think they go good push, though.
All right, Kyle, I'll do a shot bet with you. I think they lose 40 games.
They don't because they already have De'Aaron Fox, who's not going to
listen. I think these are good players, but I just think the West is it's too competitive.
Right,
there's
but
two teams that are better.
Like, people don't like. A lot of people don't like. A lot of King games aren't televised, and De'Aaron Fox is one of those players that like. One, he's the fastest player in the NBA.
Listen, I don't doubt that. I just don't know how you're helping your argument.
I'm getting there. You keep interrupting me.
Well, I mean, you're talking about their television schedule.
Yeah. Because, the Lions are there.
So what he's saying is that your opinion is entirely based off of internet articles, not watching the Kings.
Okay.
Whereas we've watched Kings games.
That's fair. I can accept that.
They have space and place players. They have speed. They have scoring. They have defense.
They have a new general manager.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of Divock anymore, so they're obviously going to make it.
Whoa. You put some respect on Vladdy's name.
We will not. We will not do that. All right. So we rounded up. Let's get through the MVP, Rookie of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, Coach of the Year, and Most Improved Player predictions. Now, did you guys each do one person per award?
Yeah, I did one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's cool. That's fine with me. That's cool. I did top 3, but that's because I just decided to be froggy. All right. So who do you guys have for the MVP winner?
Luka Doncic.
Luka Doncic.
Oh, wow.
Who do you have?
I kind of just went the really lame one, Giannis.
Well, I mean...
It's a good pick.
I just mean that there was not really a lot of passion behind the pick.
I just think... I think Luka just lights it up this year.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be super good. But Giannis isn't a bad pick. Rookie of the Year. This one's going to be very interesting. Kendall.
James Wiseman.
Oh, I like that.
I think he's a guy that, though he was kind of picked with Klay Thompson in mind, I kind of think. But,
Klay Thompson just broke before the draft started.
Well, then I guess I said it wrong.
But they had their guy. Regardless of Klay plays or not, they needed Wiseman. Wiseman was going to be their pick the whole way. Huh?
I agree with you.
Oh, you're shaking your head.
I was looking at the Bills game.
Oh. I think the only way Wiseman wasn't their pick was if he went first.
Yeah. Their biggest need by far was center.
It's been their biggest need
since the playoffs, since the championship game.
Since before they won the championship the first time. They've always been lackluster at center.
The
best center they've had has been JaVale McGee.
No, Andrew Bogut.
JaVale McGee.
Yeah, I think JaVale McGee was better than Andrew Bogut.
But either way, I have Lamello Ball, and I have Lamello Ball because I think he puts up the best stats. He's obviously not going to make a big turn in like the win-loss category, but because of like how bad they are offensively, I think it's going to be him.
See, I agree with you in everything you just said, but for Killian Hayes. Because who the fuck else is scoring the basketball on that team?
Derrick Rose.
Do you think he's going to average 25 a game?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Derrick Rose is getting traded this year.
I think to the Bulls. I think Killian Hayes averages 22.5 a game.
He could, but in my opinion, I don't think so.
All right, Defensive Player of the Year, Kyle. Who you got?
Giannis. He's just so lanky. He blocks a lot of shots. Gets a lot of steals. People don't score on him because he's 6'8" at a small forward position or point guard, whatever you want to fucking choose.
I mean, you're not really one to say anything about that.
Yeah, I'm not good at defense.
No, I'm talking about Ben Simmons.
Oh, he's good.
The other 6'8" point guard in the league.
I love him.
Kendall?
Now, can you win both awards?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was going to do Giannis again. I just.
Why can't you not win? Why could you not win?
I don't know.
Awards?
Like Ryan Howard won 2 awards one year.
What?
Silver Slugger and MVP.
Oh, he wasn't 6 man.
He might have been.
He was. Come on.
I'm picking Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert. So it's a good pick.
Yeah, I think it's Rudy Gobert.
Gobert.
Coach of the Year.
Can I take the reign?
Go ahead.
I think it's Eric Spoelstra. He has the least amount of star power on his roster, but he always makes the best out of it. They always play well, no matter who's on that roster.
Kendall?
Not a lot of fun, but Brad Stevens, I just think, he always gets the best out of his players, and,
Brad Stevens is the best coach in the NBA, so
False.
in my opinion.
Popovich. Best coach.
All right, second best coach in the NBA.
Both your picks are very solid picks. I disagree though, because I think that the Celtics can't really do better than what they're projected to do.
Doc Rivers.
And I don't think that there's so much extra hype added to Miami that they kind of need the 1 seed for him to do it. And I don't know that they have that in them.
Hey, just
Hold
a quick
on, because of their Eastern Conference Finals appearance.
Yep.
I think the head coach of the year, because he's a first-year coach and he's going to be getting back arguably the best scorer in the NBA, is going to be Steve Nash with the Brooklyn Nets.
I got a quick question for you guys.
Yep.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Cool. Most improved player. Kyle, tell me why it's Michael Porter Jr.
Well, all right. So it is Michael Porter Jr. Because for the past few years, he's been playing only 20 minutes max, and because he's had a back injury, over the past few years he was able to rest the back, and now he's playing at a full starting position, and in those limited minutes, he put up insane amount of numbers, and I think because of his shooting, because of his scoring ability, because of his defense and length, he can really expand his game. And I think it does, and I think I think it'd be really hard for him not to win this award this year.
All right, Kendall, tell me why it's Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
I don't really have a good reason for why him.
But did you pick him?
I did not.
Who'd you pick?
I picked Zion.
Hmm.
And I picked him for one reason only. And it's because last season did not pan out as it should have for a lot of players in the NBA. And I think that if he had played a regular NBA season last year, that he wouldn't even be in the conversation. But because this coming year is projected to be more regular than not.
So you think he gets it based on more off of injury and lack of play time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tell me why it's Shea.
I actually don't think it's Shea.
No?
I think it's Tyler Hero.
All good picks.
Yeah. I think the reason for it is because I think that Shea is going to play out of his mind, but I do also think he's going to suffer because he's going to be the only person on the team worth guarding.
Here's the thing. Shea is not going to be most improved because everybody already knows how good he is.
Well, the thing, too, is because of what that team is and how he's the only option, when they play the Clippers, he's pretty much going to be guarded every single play by either Kawhi or Paul George. You know what I mean? He's always going to be guarded by somebody really good. Tyler Hero, I think that Duncan Robinson and Bam Adebayo are the two players on the Miami Heat that would most likely take steps back if necessary, whereas Tyler Hero, I think, can kind of escape that Alex Caruso hype role because he's that dunker, and that fun white guy that everybody likes to root for in the NBA. I think he can really take that next step into being that next star power piece for the Miami.
By the way, Deontay Johnson.
Oh, he got hurt? That's a bummer.
Hurt his ankle.
No, he's done for the game, huh?
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Who is it?
Deontay Johnson just tore his ACL.
Gotta hate the non-contact injury. Just
He sprained his ankle.
drives you nuts.
All right, and let's go to the East and West full predictions. He's walking on his own power.
Do we do 6-man?
No, we just did the.
Oh, okay.
I think the 6-man's Eric Bledsoe.
I think it's Dennis Schroeder.
Spencer Dinwiddie.
All three of them could happen. But yeah,
East predictions. All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay,
You want to enter 8-1?
8-1.
I got the Hawks at 8.
Yep.
Raptors, Pacers, Nets, Sixers, Heat, Celtics, Bucks.
Okay. All right. Kendall.
8 up. Hawks at 8. Pacers at 7. Raptors 6. Sixers at 5. Heat at 4. Nets at 3.
Whoa. The Sixers are at 5. You're doing something wrong there, Kendall. They should be at 6.
Boo. Boo. Make him drink graves and me too. Nets at 3, Celtics 2, Bucks uno.
Matt, did you do it? Nope, you didn't.
Yes, I have to remember where I saved it though.
I think
I have a folder for everything I do.
No, he doesn't have a hentai folder.
Prove it, Matt.
He has a
Oh,
hen-
yes, he does.
No, he doesn't. He has a hentai laptop.
It's true. It's at home.
This is my porn laptop. This is my hentai laptop, otherwise known as art. So, Matt, you have it?
Yes. Give me a second.
I don't think you do.
We're doing 8-1.
Yeah. You got one, Mark?
Yes,
Go ahead.
8-1. Wizards, Pacers, Raptors, Sixers, Heat, Nets, Celtics, Bucks.
All right. I'll go next while Massey finds it. From the East, I have 8-1. Atlanta, Washington, Toronto, Philly, Milwaukee, Miami, Boston, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Bringing the heat. I think the Pacers missed the playoffs.
Yeah.
I do. I just think that
No, they could.
I think they are very good defensively, but I don't think that they have the ability to win those shootout style games. And they have no depth bench.
Well, Victor Oladipo taking a shot at the end. He's going to make it, so. Victor Oladipo's got to make him last second shot.
All right, I got mine pulled up. Are we going 8-1? You said.
Yep.
Got Hawks, Pacers, Nets, Sixers, Heat, Celtics, Raptors, Bucks.
We pretty much all have the same.
I picked the Bucks for 4th, and everybody else picked them for 1.
And everybody
Well,
else
like
picked...
the same teams.
Yeah.
No. All right, in the West, Kendall?
I have the Golden State Warriors at 8. I have the Trailblazers at 7, Suns at 6, Jazz at 5, Mavericks at 4, Nuggets at 3, Clippers at 2, Lakers at 1.
I have the Suns at 8, the Pels at 7, the Mavs at 6, the Nuggets at 5, the Jazz at 4, the Rockets at 3, the Clippers at 2, and the Lakers at 1.
Got?
I have Pelicans, Rockets, Nuggets, Jazz, Blazers, Mavericks, Clippers, Lakers.
Did you also forget the Warriors? Or did you leave them out on purpose?
I left them out on purpose.
I didn't forget the
Mark?
Pelicans, Warriors, Trailblazers, Jazz, Mavericks, Clippers, Nuggets, Lakers.
All right, and I went Portland, Phoenix, Dallas, Utah, Clippers, Houston, Denver, Lakers.
Did you forget the Warriors?
I did, but I actually kind of like it. I think it works. So,
Run,
All
Ryan!
Kendall's spewing out a quick whisper, "Fuck off!" to the microphone. All right. So, unfortunately, I wanted to do a Christmas themed game, but I think we're out of time.
Who's that? 97?
So we're gonna have a very fun show next week. We're gonna have the drunkies. I'm hoping that tomorrow, thanks to Kendall's help and nobody else's, you all suck, the 3 of you.
Yep.
But Kendall, thank you for submitting a plethora of ideas.
I hopefully will have some more if you need them.
Thank you. So I'm hoping that tomorrow or Wednesday I will submit to each of the members of the podcast, maybe 4 or 5 drunkie categories. And then it'll be up to you guys to pick 4 nominees for each category.
Okay.
And then next week we will do our Drunkies Awards. We're also going to have a fun game to play, assuming I can find a place that's open, big enough to print me a 7-foot by 4-foot poster.
I could actually do that if you needed Ben.
At home?
No, but I know a guy that has a print shop.
I don't like you.
I agree.
Rebecca?
Why?
Can I make your drunkies into a Google form and then you guys will answer it?
What, like vote?
Yeah.
If everyone can submit them, do you on time? What time would you need those submitted by? Sunday?
Monday by 8:30.
No.
And, yeah. So, we're going to have a very fun episode next week. I think this was a good episode, though. I liked it.
Just use your Google form.
NBA,
It was great.
NBA blow up.
Yes, I know. but-
Mark was able to get a lot of Borderlands in.
Yeah, I moved to Madden and I'm playing pretty bad.
Nice. Yeah, so lots of fun stuff. Beer reviews? So everybody had 3. Mark, what'd you have to drink? We didn't get to you for Toastal.
So I actually didn't drink a beer. I made
That's
a
unfortunate.
rum and Coke.
Wow.
With what kind of rum? Kraken?
No, Captain Morgan 100 proof.
What did you drink, Buck? I'm
Wow, returning to the good old days, huh?
Yeah, found them down in my cabinet over there.
Guy's gonna be drinking. I bet you that guy does a Boilermaker in quarantine.
sorry. Buck, what did you say you were drinking?
No, a rum and Coke.
Oh, good for you, man.
All right, so probably shouldn't have put our beers away. Remember what you drank, Mass? How was the pecan pie porter?
It was actually really good. It had the low. It didn't have as much pecan flavor as I was really hoping for. I wanted it to be a little bit sweeter. Knowing it, I was going in expecting like a pie flavored beer kind of thing. Very solid beer though. I would call it probably like an after dinner drink. It's not something I would just sit around and crush. I give it 3 out of 5 stars. I would have it again. And then I had the reindeer. What was the reindeer one?
The reindeer games.
Reindeer games. Bavarian style ale. I don't know that I've had one of those before. Kind of a unique taste. It was hoppy, but a weird kind of hoppy. A little stronger than the pecan pie. Again, not something I would crush, but I'd probably sit around and sip it. I'd give it a 3 out of 5. I'd get it again.
And the Royal Standard, the wee heavy ale.
Didn't have it yet.
No?
No.
That's a rough bummer.
I only got through 2 of them.
Oh, man. I was thinking about having another beer, and I was like, damn.
Paul?
No. Kyle, how's Space Cake?
Space Cake was the best out of the 3 I had. It's a 4.5 out of 5. Very solid. Not bad at all. It's very, very, very solid.
All right, and then I believe you traded for the Galactica Double IPA.
Yep, that's the one I finished with. Also very solid. Give it a 3 out of 5. It wasn't a strong hoppy taste, but it was very solid.
And then the Bubble Farm IPA.
I give that a 3.5. All the beers I had today were very good. They weren't overpowering. They weren't strong. They were very tasty.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Kendall, how was the double dry hop to Yeehaw?
Yeehaw. Oh, sorry. It was...
I just went off of what I know you had.
That's okay. So I like the Yeehaw a lot. I love New England style IPAs. I could see myself drinking maybe 1 or 2 of these. And I for both my IPAs, and I'll mention my other one after, I definitely ran into kind of the burnout factor. I think like if you had a whole bunch of these, it just burns out your palate very quickly. 7%, still very good, very solid New England IPA. I would definitely drink this, any time. Awesome name and awesome can art. I like the guy riding like a, what do they call like those spring unicorn things at like the playground?
Oh yeah.
The spring unicorn.
Well, I guess it's kind of a better name than that, and he's got like an otter wearing a space helmet on. Very cool.
And then the Eagle Claw Fist IPA?
Same type of deal. I really enjoyed it. It's just kind of a standard IPA, 8%. I found it to be very, very, very bitter, kind of like quickly to burn out the palate. But I bet you this would be like excellent on draft. I would really enjoy it a lot. And as we drink a lot of IPAs on the show, I think more often than not there tends to be similarities more than like really exceptions. So very good.
And the one man.
Well, I'm going to cut you off real quick. Kendall, Spring Rider or Spring Rocker?
Yes.
And the one man holiday, the Belgian quadruple ale.
So this one really threw me for. I haven't had this. This was a Belgian style quadruple ale. I've not had. I think the most recently I've had something similar was kind of like a farmhouse ale. From
Probably the Spencer Trappist.
That was a pretty bad Burger King sandwich.
So I've had a handful of these. It's good. It's something I wouldn't always go for but also I'm saying that too because I think on this show we drink a lot of IPAs. We drink a lot of the same style beers. Just I don't know why.
Because we do.
Because we do.
Because that's what we like.
And also because the market's so saturated with IPAs. It just is.
You're an IPA.
Thank you. 8%. It was very good. It's just I think I came into it unexpected. And it definitely messed with my head a little bit. But it was still good. I recommend it if that's the style of beer you like to drink. So, thumbs up.
All right, started off with the Hoppy Feet, the black IPA. It was actually a pretty hoppy black ale, which if you're going to have the black ales, you like them to be hoppy. At least I do. It was a very solid beer. I'd give it 3.2 stars. Not overly heavy by any stretch of the imagination, but very solid. Then I went on to the Chocolate Sombrero Mexican Stout, which I'm actually going to give it a 2 out of 5. It was a good beer, but it was kind of missing for me. It was very bland and all the things that make a Mexican Stout a Mexican Stout. It was a good, like, dark beer. It drank more like a porter than a stout. I would definitely, like, it's weird. I give it a 2 because it didn't, to me, come out like a Mexican Stout, but it was a good beer. I'd drink it again. And then I finished off with the Advent Party Crasher, which was an Imperial Stout. It was actually really good. It's kind of a nice breath of fresh air to have an Imperial Stout that isn't, 14%. It was a nice round 8, so it was definitely a stout that you could drink like 4 or 5 of.
A crushable stout.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of. Well, I mean, that's kind of like what the Imperial Stout Trooper is. It's kind of that crushable style of stout. It wasn't overly malty, wasn't overly bearing in any flavor, not too heavy on the coffee or anything like that. Really well rounded. I liked it a lot. I'd give it a 3.7 out of 10. Just kidding, out of 5. Mark, where can they find us?
Listen, they can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Getting Sports with Drunk. Twitter is GSWD_4.
Make sure you use the hashtag GSWD for all your daily uses, whether it's being very fearful for your fantasy football finals hopes or having a COVID exposure.
Yeah, those are real bummers, guys.
Well, especially for Mark, because like every second of his life now is a COVID exposure.
Yeah. It's great. But find us on iTunes, Google Play, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. Man, I left one out. iHeartRadio. Like, subscribe, review. Find us.
Comment.
Be sure to check out the other shows on PPRN. Kendall, list them, please.
We got the best thing rather you've never heard. That's on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I believe. Joe Antonio's show. That's weekdays at noon.
We also have the best thing you've ever heard, which is the GSWD Sports Radio Show.
That's right. And the Peter Pino Show,
Bingo, baby.
The flagship show here, celebrating 10 years. 10 years. And hopefully, even though it'll be 11 years next year, hopefully we're hoping this COVID stuff is all over. We'll have a big, radio party, we'll see how that plays out. But hopefully next year. But Peter Pino Show, Wednesdays, 7:30 to 10:30.
Make sure to tune in next week for the final episode of Getting Sports with Drunk for the 2020 year. We know it hasn't been a great year, but we hope to give you a great show. Good sending off party. We're going to have the drunkies. We're going to have a fun game to play, which is going to be very heavy in the GSWD point system.
Yeah, what happens at the end of this year with the GSWD points?
I have a trophy.
Cool.
I have a trophy for the winner.
Who's in the lead right now?
I will disclose all of that at the beginning of next show.
Gotcha.
A lot riding on it.
Yeah,
I want a trophy.
I can't wait to blow it.
It's just a trophy. Well, the game next week does weigh in very heavily in points. There's a lot of points because it's going to be a very big show. Also, courtesy of the Riddler, beer will be supplied.
Oh, thank you.
For the show as part of the game. Mock, don't worry. Oh, wait, Mock can't play the game next week.
No, I'll play for him.
I won't be there.
Fuck.
I play.
I don't like that.
Yeah, Rebecca's going to have to play for you.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, there you go, Mock. You blew it.
The game requires you to be in person.
See, Mock, this is what happens when you get COVID.
I didn't get it.
Yeah, you should have gotten it over Thanksgiving like us.
Again, he didn't get
I
it.
thought that I did. Your rat of a husband tried to get us.
Then Mock tried to get us.
That's right.
Neither of you got me.
Kyle will be the one that gets us, though.
Join the Ratitude, Mock.
The Ratitude. Mock, I'll see if I can find a way to... I got to see if I can create a way, because like printing the poster doesn't require anything, like doesn't give anything away. I want to see if I can figure out a way to have Rebecca host it, and I'll play for you.
Hey, history shows that works out well for mom.
Yes, it does.
But there's a pretty good chance Rebecca plays for you.
Good.
But the problem with Rebecca
That's a real
playing,
bummer.
is that Rebecca's going to have to drink a little bit in order to play. So
She'll be on break. She'll be fine.
Figure that out, Rebecca. Make sure to tune in next week for a bunch of fun stuff. All the PPRN Radio Network shows. It's going to be a lot of fun. Until then, I'm your hostess, Cupcake the Riddler.
I'm Mark.
COVID washable.
No.
Mock.
The Mass Chris Massey.
And the Rat of a Red Baron.
Yeah.